Astronauts to the moon.
Ignition sequence start. 3, 2, 1.
Houston, we have a problem.
Liftoff. We have a liftoff. We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue.
What you're seeing here is a mirage.
What's going on, everyone? It's Jaron from Jeranism back with another, believe it or not, these keep just rolling off one after another, and we're back with another live stream for you today. It's Sunday. Usually this is Globebusterish time, but Globebusterish is on a short hiatus, so we're having some Globebuster-ish shows. Today is called Sunday Live Flatline because I thought we were going to be taking calls. That looks like it may not be the case. I don't see Bob in the house this afternoon, so we also don't have Iru with us right now, so things are just falling apart at the seams.
I'm here.
Oh, Iru! You saved the day.
Yes,
Thank
man.
you. Welcome to
I
the show.
arrived.
We also have joining us, many people, but we also have Ben from Taboo Conspiracy. Ben, what's up? Welcome back.
Hey, it's great to be back with you guys.
Very excited to have you. We also have Austin from Wits It Gets It. Austin, very excited to have you. Excellent. We also have Rodrigo Ferrari Nunez. Rodrigo, excited to have you.
We start.
Hey, Jaron, how's it going? Hi, Iru. Hi, Ben. Hi, Austin. And yeah, thank you for having me, man. I did prepare the thing I mentioned before, if you'd like to take a look. But
okay.
If you have time.
Good. And Iru Landucci also is here with something to share with all of us. We're very happy with that. Iru, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Hello, everyone in the panel. It's a pleasure to be here once again.
Iru, I was going to ask you last week, I think, do you use StreamYard? Have you started using that?
I'm starting using StreamYard, and I cheated a little bit, so I assumed that nobody saw my new motion graphic pack in use in my Spanish channel. But if you take a look, you're gonna see like multiple screens, video cams with 4 people, 5 people, but everything is transmitting or using the StreamYard application, but with like a personal skin in terms of the graphics.
Gotcha.
To hide the StreamYard back door, if you want to see it that way.
Okay, gotcha.
And it's very, for me, at least in my view, is very professional how I did it.
Good.
So.
Looks good. I'm starting to look at StreamYard, and I was thinking about doing it today even. I don't know if you guys would ever be interested in having all of us
course,
on camera.
I'm talking without pay, right?
Right.
If you pay,
You managed
can
you find a way to actually get around that.
Yeah, you can
Is
do
what
it
you're
with...
saying.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
can do it
You know
with
how
OBS.
things are here in Argentina, man. If you don't
It's expensive.
get
Isn't
around,
it
you
like
don't eat.
$35 a month or something?
I think
Is that
it's
how much it
20 or 25 a month.
25.
Yeah, maybe for people in United States, it's like, maybe $20 per month is not enough.
That's
but
that's
the
racist. That's racist. Don't call
Yes,
it that.
I know that racist. Yes,
Okay.
I know that,
Just
man.
making sure.
But that's the reality. No, but the thing is that I don't like StreamYard I like StreamYard in terms of the technical stuff that they offer to you to make live streams. But I was trying to make more broadcast television type of graphics in my live streams. So the only thing that I need in terms of the live in terms of StreamYard is just the possibility to communicate with people and use the live feed from the video cameras.
I like
but
that
the rest is all made in separate pieces in After Effects, and I put all together via OBS, and I believe that I did a really good job in that sense.
I would
So
agree
you
with
use OBS together with StreamYard to do this?
Yes, exactly. Then if you want to, I can show what I mean, but
Yeah, show us. I
Yeah,
wanna
so
see.
people come into the room by just a closed StreamYard and you broadcast that through OBS.
yes, you want to show? Start showing or?
Sure. Yeah, I wanna
Okay,
see.
perfect. Let me just.
Because it's
screen
something I've
share.
been looking at doing, whether we should do it with Globebusters. I did it on Thursday with Alex and Dave, and yeah, I did the same thing. I just captured the StreamYard feed from OBS because I didn't want to pay it. And I do like sending my stream to both DLive and YouTube, as right now we're building a good little group on D Live. How many people are there right now? I want to see. 181, so that's pretty good. You know, not even a mention of being on D Live, and I've already got 181 there. So thank you guys for joining. I like that group over there. I like the chat group. They're all great supporters and everything. So thank you guys. I like you guys on YouTube too. It's just how long will we be there? I don't know. I don't know how long we'll be there. It might not be for very long. And I did get another email, by the way, from somebody telling me that they don't like my intro, and I hate to tell you.
What?
I know they hate it. They say it's too long. And I'm trying. They don't understand that when I go live, that intro allows me to make sure that I'm not reverbing, make sure I'm not echoing. I can go and check D Live, make sure the sound's off. It gives me time to do things, and it gives people time to get in their chairs and get ready for a wonderful Jeranism live stream. So if you don't like it,
completely agree.
go watch.
I think they're just getting excited,
Dan
man.
or
They
something.
really want to see it before, you know, they want to.
Yes.
And they can't wait a minute and a half? Oh, boy.
Yeah, but everybody knows that you use psychological operations in
Yes.
that intro.
Yes.
Everybody knows that.
There is
okay?
there's
So,
subliminal stuff that makes you like glued to your seat,
yes.
makes you want to get out a joint and get real high before you watch. Yeah, it's all in there. Just
You
look-
buy more Coca-Cola, things like that. I know that.
Yeah, shop at Target and wear your mask.
Shop at Target,
It's
yeah.
in there if you look hard enough. All right, let's share this screen here. Thank you very much, Commercial Sound and Video, for the super chat. Hashtag True Earth. That's mine. You know, I'm claiming that one. No,
It's great. It's
but
great.
yeah, I've seen people start to use that, and hopefully it catches on. All right. Whoops. I thought you were sharing. Oh, you are.
Okay. I don't know. I'm presenting or not. Supposedly
Good.
it's a time
showing
code.
You're showing
going
OBS
backwards.
right now.
Yes.
Okay, got
This is well, this part of the show is gonna be a little more technical stuff than maybe
Yes.
information.
I want to see.
But I have this is my OBS layout in my regular live shows. So I did the same thing that maybe everyone does. That put the time code to to prepare the audience. Then I create this motion graphic for my own channel. It's just like an intro with sound. That it's just something because the part of the time code. Once I finish the live stream, I go into the YouTube editor and I take off.
Yeah.
I cut.
And I do the same
just
thing.
leave
But
this
it takes
part.
takes a few days though, right? So
What?
for me, I can't change it sometimes the same day. It takes like a few days until it lets me edit it.
No. For me, I need to wait until YouTube process all the video. Maybe for 1 hour live stream, you need to wait like 45 minutes, and then you can enter and erase whatever you want, edit whatever you want, and
Okay. I don't know why
then
mine
it's
takes
take
longer.
1 day to apply that.
Got you.
So I have this. Then I have what I did in this case. This is maybe the and sorry for because this is
Yes.
the actual screen share. So let me just take off the screen. So what I'm start doing, I'm start creating just individual pieces of animation to make more like some kind of broadcast thing. I hear in this part, I leave here the live chat. I create this, I don't know how you call when we call fly, like
And like a
the-
banner.
Yes, it's like a banner, but it's the usual brand that you put on top of the right corner,
A logo.
rotating, yes,
Right.
things like that. I'm start adding this tag saying we are live. And then because I didn't know that OBS support QuickTime files with Alpha Channel, I just believe that only support like GIF animations or maybe some type of PNG sequence with Alpha Channel, but not. In fact, they support everything. Standard things. So, for example,
So those little graphics on the bottom are basically using like a chroma key.
no, it's with Alpha Channel
Oh, Alpha
directly.
channel. Okay.
The Alpha Channel is a way to when you are in compositing software like Adobe Premiere or After Effects, you have the typical checkered background representing that you are you don't have.
Yeah.
Let me just.
Like
I'm
PNG.
gonna show you. Yes, like PNG. So
Right.
you can do
Yeah.
what you can do is create like a PNG sequence, and some programs you can load the first frame and then take all the rest of the sequence, and you can work in that programs.
Oh, man,
but that is not convenient for OBS, and in fact OBS doesn't allow you to load up a sequence of JPEG or PNG or whatever.
Right.
But they can, this is a little heavy file, because maybe this size of file have like 45 seconds and weight like 1 gigabyte in your hard drive.
Oh, really?
Because
It's a loop.
Yeah, it's a loop, and it's storage. The alpha channel, which is something that it's heavy in terms of the size, file size.
Yeah.
But it allows you to, put this type of things whatever you want, and it's great. I mean, you can do things. For example, I have prepared, I didn't finish, I have prepared things like a Jesuit appear from nothing, and rocket explode, Freemason confirm, that type of things that you can, just show.
Can you assign them to different, you get animations like that, and you assign to a particular key. When you press something, then it pops up on the screen.
You can do it, yes, yes. In the shortcuts,
Right.
you can.
And you can
shoot
actually
the
buy.
things.
You can actually buy something called X keys. It's expensive, but it's like $200-300. But you basically get another keyboard that you can program each of those buttons to match OBS events.
Oh,
It is
well, I
possible.
didn't know that. And I remember from your show, Sharon, when, for example, someone subscribed,
Right.
during live shows,
Yeah.
the Great Tyson appear and
Yeah.
hit with a chair in the face,
Yeah.
things like that.
Yeah.
And those files was GIF sequence or what?
Those were GIF.
When you use-
Yes.
GIF, okay. But the problem with GIF is you lose fluidity
Absolutely.
in terms of the frame rate and things like that.
Yes.
So
It didn't look as
for
good as that. Yeah.
Yeah, for example, let me just show you very quickly. This is what I mean. For example, this is what I mean. You have the alpha channel here. So you prepare the animation, whatever you want it. Then you crop the size to not having, a big size in terms of the composition.
Right.
So, and you render in this way. For example, if you are in After Effects or Adobe Premiere, it's the same thing, but you just put a QuickTime file with RGB plus alpha.
Man, I did not know that you could do QuickTime files on OBS. So learning something new. Sorry, people, if this is boring for you, but if you are,
I'm gonna make it very quickly.
yeah, and
Yeah,
if you do
that's why.
if you do any live streaming, this should help you. So
Yeah, I've been playing loops behind my green screen and stuff. That's the way I do it. I just open different files, different video files I have in my computer.
Yes, this is the result. The black part is just the transparency thing. And of course, I leave like 3 seconds at the beginning and maybe 3 seconds at the end for the loop is, have a little bit of space between the,
Right.
but that is depend on you. And then I just
And then you
create, for example,
you turn the loop on in OBS, though, right?
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So this is my webcam right now. It's showing me with the Farsa T-shirts of NASA and the anti-Illuminati there.
Oh, that's
You know,
live
that-
right now. Okay. Hello,
Yes,
hello, Hiro.
this is right now, exactly, right now. And here is what where it comes the StreamYard thing. I
Yes.
have this setup for 2 persons, for 3 persons,
Oh, that's beautiful.
for 4 persons, and maybe here you can put your screen. So you have 3 and you share, to the audience whatever you wanted. And this
Right.
is a lateral side panel with the screenshot. Then I create, I'm gonna show very quickly now how it works in the StreamYard. Then I create, for example, a big screen for the chat, for the live chat, because sometimes it's, when you are live, maybe you want to go into the chat.
Right.
And you can have, you can make like a protagonist. I don't know if that is the correct word,
Right.
but here I have a setup with big letters and different colors. You have this nice page to, it's called Chat Generator. so you can hear, just
Oh, I've
change
seen that
things,
before, yeah.
give styles to the chat, and then you just copy the code and you paste into the chat area here
Right.
in OBS, and it's going to pick that style. But it's nice because maybe you want to get some breathe, and you go to the chat, and the people know that they are on screen, so you can interact better with the audience.
Right.
And then I prepare, this is just things for stylizing the live stream. But here is, for example, if I play some audio clip, I just put this in the background,
Oh man, this is ridiculous. I'm gonna hire you. I need you to do all this for me. This is ridiculous. Wow. So is that actually showing your audio? No. When you talk.
Yes.
How?
No.
It's fake.
This is just a song playing
Okay.
in the After Effects
I thought that was
project
like actually picking up somebody's audio. I'm like, what the hell? Get out of town.
Well, it'd be
Yes.
nice if you do that.
Yeah, maybe there is something like that, but no, I didn't.
Yes.
I
Okay.
did,
But it kind of looks like it is. Like it kind of does look like it is. So.
Yes,
Does it trick?
this could be. I don't know if I don't believe you can, because this type of graphic thing.
It's to be live,
a- it's a plugin for After Effects, so
Right.
I don't know if your OBS can handle, graphics,
Probably
in real time. It's not a BJ.
What if
it's
you
not-
have the audio file? Can you process the audio file to have the graphic like this
Yes.
follow it? And
Yeah,
then have it?
there are plugins for After Effects or Adobe Premiere. Yeah, it's very easy to. It's not complicated. In fact, they have native tools to do it, and you put a song and you just
Already doing it.
set up the color. Then I put this background for sharing. For example, if I want to share something for, I don't know, CNN, so I don't want to, and I want to make it on live.
Right.
I put this to trying to cover the original
Yes.
clip. So this is just my screen share with this background there, and maybe it's a little confused or justify more the commentary thing that
Gotcha.
you need to follow for the guidelines of YouTube.
Right.
And then I prepare like a final thing to give thanks to the audience, and then like guest graphics anytime that I invite someone from special, to make some report, I just shoot this. And of course I create this, I don't know if you notice along the presentation, but anytime that I click, you have this in alpha channel that can type of how you call the, like a slice change.
Yeah.
I prepare
Transition, right?
Transition, exactly. So I prepare 3. You have that one, for example. Then you have this one. Different styles.
Oh, nice.
But that, for me, that's the kind of thing that keep the sensation of being in the broadcast.
Oh, I think it's so good.
Broadcast.
Yeah, I mean, look at my transition. My transitions are, fade out, fade ins. I don't have any kind of thing set up like that. I used to try and do something like that, but it got too difficult because I never could, like, for instance, resize people's Skype conversations so that it was always in those windows. But with StreamYard, it's always set up the exact same. So you can use those windows to show people in StreamYard.
Yes,
It's very well made, I like it very much, the way you did it. Very, very well thought
Very
out.
professional, very nice. I'm going to have Iro try and do that for my
yes,
channel
that's
on
the idea.
Globebusterish.
And for StreamYard, the only thing that you need is to have in independence window.
Right.
For example, if I enter right now to StreamYard, you need to. I use all the time the same broadcast.
One. Yeah, me too.
And I am not going to take the camera because it's using for the for the OBS. But here I use all the time this type of configuration.
That's
if
the
you
side
are
by
two,
side, right?
Yes, and this one with the guys in the left corner, and the rest is the screen share.
Right.
So I put this in the other monitor,
right,
and I leave open. So when I am here, for example, in the OBS, it's going to pick the part of the, let me see, I don't know what's going on, but here
Yeah,
I
sometimes
just
that
put
happens to
the
me too. You
idea.
have to change
It's in another one.
Yeah, you
Sorry.
just have to flip it.
Let me just. Okay. Yes. So what I did is just here is the broadcast window,
Right.
and anytime you set up, you know, you're gonna have now
Right.
it's a black screen because it's this
Yeah,
black
nobody's there.
screen.
Right.
And this is just the windows that I crop, with the tool, with the cropping tool. If I take out the crop, you can see that indeed is
Right.
all the StreamYard. So
Right.
I just clip the part of the camera and I duplicate it and start cropping
Very nice.
every individual.
So you don't even go live from StreamYard. No. It's
No,
just
no.
behind. Yeah, that's what I did on Thursday. I just did a
Exactly.
pretend.
And then yes,
conference.
and I take this, which is just a regular mark frame.
Yeah.
That I did in Photoshop, and then this is an animation, generic animation in the background, and
It
that's
looks
all.
really, really good. So
Yeah, the only thing when you are 4 people, you see a little bit of the StreamYard
Right.
logo there.
That's okay. Yeah.
That's the only inconvenience, but that's all.
Yeah, that's the only problem there. Hey, if people are interested in maybe you doing this for them, if you need to make some money doing that, can they reach out to you and
Problem.
yeah, how do they get a hold of you?
Iru Landucci at gmail.com.
All right. That sounds easy enough. Thank you so much for the super chat. We got a $200 super chat from John Smith. I love you guys, Globebusters too. Amazing. I don't know John Smith. Who's John Smith? I got to check his channel. I don't know why that doesn't ring a bell to me. D. Schultz. I don't know if that's you, Dan, or go GG. Oh, maybe he's talking about 5G. Thank you very much for that. Let's let Ben talk real quick because I don't know how long we can have Ben with us. Ben, you've done a great job again in the last 2 days, pulling out some fantastic videos. You want me to? I'll share my screen so you can see what I'm doing, and let's talk about them. But how about talk about the F-17 one first?
The F-16 pilot one.
Oh, thank you.
That
16,
was great.
Whatever. It's one of those.
I just wanted to mention, and Jaron and I were talking about this beforehand, but doesn't it seem like with this whole fake pandemic thing, I've been quite depressed. You know what I mean? Like it's just shocked me how pathetic humanity is and gullible they are, and it's everywhere. And anyway, it's been hard for me to try to get back at it. I don't know why. Is anyone else feeling that?
Oh, absolutely. And I've told people it's like been really difficult for me, and I'm actually finding myself doing things I never used to do before. I'm on like this radio show at night. I was telling the guys before the show, and the other night some girl calls in, or some guy called in first and told his story about how he got corona. Never got tested for it, but he knew it because he went for an 8-mile hike, and when he got home, he had COVID toes. I'm like, dude, those are called blisters. Anyway, this guy goes through this whole sob story about his corona, and then the host of the show asks me, Jaron, what'd you think of that call? Because he knows I don't believe in corona. And then I said that it was fake. I thought the guy's call was fake and that he was making it up. And the host is like, are you saying that people are calling this show and telling lies? I'm like, absolutely. Then right after that, some girl calls in and says her dad died and what a sob story it was, and she wasn't allowed in the hospital. But later in the story, she was able to peel back his sheet from his and see what he looked like. The whole story was just nonsense in my mind. I didn't think and then I said, well, my mom died too, in November. So let's have a sob story about my mom, and I could tell the same story. And they're like, oh, take too young. Yet this person's father was taken. She wouldn't give his exact age, but said between 70 and 80. I said my mom was taken at 66, died of a massive heart attack. If she would have died a few months later, I'm sure they would have done some sort of autopsy and said, oh, this is COVID. And then I'd be having the same story that my mom died of COVID, and we all need to. The sad thing is that old people in this world pass away. It's a very sad thing. It will happen to every single person listening to this show. You will pass away at some point, probably between the age of 60 and 105. Okay? It's just what happens. And so if the news decides to bring up all these cases, it's going to sound like something crazy is going on. Just like if the news came out every day and told us about every car accident in the United States, it would be very depressing. It would be very sad to say, oh, and the numbers are up in Florida. Why? There's a spike in Florida this week. We've had 370 confirmed accidents, due to car accidents, where last week it was only 210. What is going on? We need to stop driving. We need to all walk on the side of the street. No longer can we drive cars. We all need to drive 10 miles an hour. There needs to be a stop sign at every corner. This is the problem, is that when you listen to the news telling you every little story of every old person who died, and then you find out places like Canada, 85% of the people who died in Canada have been in nursing homes. Like, what? That's normal. That's how life works. But anyway, I don't want to get carried away. And yeah, it's just things I'm not used to doing, like calling people out and yelling, that's a fake call, this person's faking it. But again, it's just, I don't like masks. I don't like COVID toes.
COVID toes.
COVID toes is the new one. Yeah, this person says, I got home and I checked my foot and there was blisters on there because I had COVID toes. So this other girl called and said she had a COVID rash. I'm like, you can't just now say anything like, I've got a COVID hangnail. So, you've got this COVID hangnail. It's just ridiculous. Anyway.
Oh my goodness.
It is frustrating, so I understand.
One thing I did want to mention, though, is like my sister, she won't go on the air about this, but she works in a retirement home, and they actually have all of those old people locked in their rooms. They're not allowed to visit with anybody, even family members. They're not allowed to visit with each other. They're locked in their rooms, and they only get to visit these when they go in and talk to the elderly. They have to wear masks and full, all these different like face shields, things like that. And she says they're dying because they're so lonely, they're depressed, that we're torturing these people. And it's just shocking to me. That actually was one of those ones where it's like, it just made me depressed, because we're actually torturing old people right now, which should violate every international treaty out there about human rights. But you go into old folks' home and they're all locked in their rooms for doing nothing but living. And she mentioned one person who her husband came in and fed her every day for the last 3 years. He can't even see her except through a pane of glass. And it's just, it's unbelievable to me that we've allowed this to happen and people haven't taken up arms and put an end to this. Sorry for my little rant, but that one was very depressing for me.
Jeremy Gann says the pandemic has the same effect as the Indians' war drums. It's the constant low-frequency beats that tear down your psyche. I'm not sure what about it is so frustrating, but I mean, when I see the comments and videos and things, and people, they feel so empowered now. They feel like, if you don't wear a mask, you don't care about humanity. We need to wear masks to make it safer for everyone else. And it's not, it just like I keep saying, it sounds like the exact line that they're going to be using with vaccinations. That's the direction this is going. Some people out there, not mentioning any names, some people out there say there'll never be a vaccination to come and it will never force you to get a vaccination. I disagree. That, you can say that it's not forcing you to get a vaccination, but when you require vaccinations to go to school, and pretty soon they require vaccinations to go into stores, and pretty soon they require vaccinations to fly in a plane, it's going to be a sad day. Or work, right? That's going to, that for sure is going to come. They already, if you're a nurse, are required to have the flu vaccine and everything else. Again, it should be your choice. Your health is your responsibility. If you want to take a vaccine, go right ahead. Enjoy yourself, and then you should be fine. You should feel great about yourself, because it's just like I said the other day, I want to take 20 vaccines, right? If they're so good for you, just keep taking them, and then you'll be protected from everything out there. You'll never get sick. No germ will ever cross that threshold that you've created, that barrier around your body that you've created with all these shots. You should be fine. You shouldn't worry about my children. You shouldn't worry about my wife. You shouldn't worry about me. We have no effect on you because you have protected yourself with the almighty Bill Gates vaccine. So don't.
Yeah, but I don't want to be the spoiler guy, but every major lab is saying that the vaccine is going to be effective maybe 2 years, and then the virus is going to mutate, and you need to apply a new one.
Of course.
Yeah.
That'll be great, because then you can have all of them at the same time.
Isn't it true, if maybe I've heard this incorrectly, that there is no such thing right now as a vaccine for a coronavirus? Is that true? I think that's what I've heard.
Those rumors of people taking different ones, but nothing that I've heard in the media.
Yeah,
but no, in the media they are presenting. Moderna is the most advanced. Yes, the most advanced vaccine. But for example, in Russia, they apply like I don't know, maybe 1,000 people from the military give a vaccine, and in other countries they are testing with militaries. I have in China also they announced a vaccine like 3 weeks ago. So they are not able right now to to the entire full population, but they are testing in humans from like 1 month ago. I have here a few reports, in fact.
Okay, let's do Ben's stuff real quick. But yeah, I thought I looked it up the other day, and I thought the thing was is that there wasn't such thing as a current vaccine for any coronavirus, meaning there's other coronaviruses, right? Which I don't disagree with. I think that there are. I don't know how you get them. I don't know how they're transmitted, but I do think that there are viruses. I don't know whether that's the shedding of RNA, what that is. But I don't even think, I don't know. It's just weird that they say that there is no vaccine for any coronavirus, meaning the other ones, right? Avian flu or H1N1 or blah, blah, blah. Like they've never been able to do it. Now all of a sudden they're going to make it happen with this one. That's pretty scary.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be no time to test it for sure. It's just going to be popped on you, and then everyone's going to clamor
to
get
all
it.
the resources together, and they did it, much faster than they could do it before. Record time is it. American ingenuity, right? It's kind of like the Apollo. COVID inspires the world to come together. That's the story they tell, right? That's the story they want people to actually buy. Everyone lightens up to get the vaccine and make sure it's all good, and then get the chip, by the way, and get the app, and play along and get the. They want the brainwave cryptocurrency, gamified way of life. You stay home, you get paid.
Right.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't happen. What can I say? I think Austin's back. I'm not sure he's not anymore.
For some reason, his audio is not working, so that's what the problem is. He keeps trying to join and talk, and nothing's happening. All right, so we'll come back to the vaccine talk. I think that's a good topic, but let's start with Ben's stuff because I don't know how long we have him. Ben, so the first video we're talking about is the retired F-16 pilot. So I guess you got an email from this guy, correct?
Yes, that's correct. And I included the entire email in the video, but I did have a phone call with him as well. And he's definitely an F-16 pilot. That's the big thing they're attacking right now is they're saying, oh, he's not a pilot. He's phony. He's fake, all that stuff. Bob the Science Guy was just on my channel saying that. Absolute liars, and they know it. But the funny thing is the things he's saying is not, it doesn't matter if he's an F-16 pilot. It doesn't matter if he was a guy, a little kid on his computer, and that's not the case. He's a real pilot. He's a real F-16, a former retired pilot. But it doesn't matter because the things he said are valid points, things that we should be discussing. And the main point of why he emailed me was with respect to that AN-APG-68 radar system. And it's been difficult for some of the people to grasp what the issue is. I don't know. Did anyone else understand what we were talking about? Because I understand that was a little hard to understand. Did everybody get it?
I saw the other one. I saw the one with the couple that did the experiments.
Oh, okay. So
I haven't watched this one yet.
Well, anyway,
you can play
basically, if I could try to explain what's happening with this radar system, is that when the F-16s are up and they're like in a group of 4, a group of 2, they each have a portion of the sky that they have to sweep with radar. Now the radar isn't like just, it has to sweep, like it goes back and forth. And what happens is, for example, like a common example for him is he's supposed to, like he's on the right-hand side, he needs to sweep at 10,000 feet and above. Well, maybe the other person is sweeping at on the right, 10,000 feet and below. But his job is to sweep 10,000 feet and above. What was that?
It's a motorcycle on my street. Sorry.
Oh.
I start thinking, isn't
so
that
anyway,
the plane on this video?
as it's sweeping at 10,000 feet, and I'm not sure if you guys can see the problem, is an airplane, another jet that's coming at the opposite direction. What is 10,000 feet? Because the F-16 that he's flying is sweeping at 10,000 feet. It's looking horizontally at everything at 10,000 feet. But that other airplane, if it shows up on his radar, it automatically says that he's at 10,000 feet. Well, how can that happen? Because in actuality, if it was a globe, he'd be much higher because of the curvature of the Earth. He'd be up in the air further. It's kind of hard to visualize. Mm-hmm. But this radar system is absolutely based on flat maps. It couldn't work otherwise. And that was the main point of the video. Some of the other things that we discussed in it, which I thought was really fascinating, was the horizon issue. that's what he said, is that pilots learned this from the beginning, and they experience this daily, is that when they're looking at an incoming vessel, they look at the horizon. If that aircraft is at the horizon, it's at the same altitude. If the aircraft is above the horizon, then it's higher altitude. And if it's below the horizon, it's at a lower altitude. And if you start to really think about that, you go, wow, that makes zero sense on the globe. That's impossible. And I think that's a fascinating issue there that I think deserves much more attention. Like right there,
yeah, I
if you
paused
can
it
see
here.
like with the balloons, you notice like the ones you can determine the altitude of those balloons by looking at the horizon in comparison to yourself. Right. And that's another point that he made as a pilot that they do all the time. And it's very important for him because as they're flying in their, he calls, the highways of the sky, they have to maintain a certain altitude. And he will, look at an incoming aircraft 80 miles away, and he'll know based on the horizon exactly what position it's at.
That proves, if people think about it, that proves that the horizon rises to your eye level. Because if you're at 20,000 feet and you're looking off in the distance and a vessel is at 10,000 feet, then it will be below the horizon, right? It'll be below it, not behind it, below it, meaning kind of like this craft is here or this balloon is here. This balloon here, if we're at, say, 1,000 feet, by looking at this balloon, you know that it's slightly above 1,000 feet. Why? Because this is my eye level. So if I'm at 1,000 feet and this is my eye level, this person is above me. This person is quite a bit above me. This person's above me. This person is below me.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, you got it. Yeah. But you can see that that's possible to test that. And do with the figure out the numbers, all of that stuff. You could do this with balloons, but you could actually figure that out because that should be impossible on a globe. You would never look at the horizon because you would get false readings all the time, as they should appear either higher or lower because of the curvature of the Earth. And some of the others, we in our discussion, we talked about the fact that F-16 flies at 1,500 miles per hour, and that's 250 miles in 10 minutes. That's a curvature drop of 42,000 feet. Now, when you got an F-16 going 15,000 miles per hour, and he's intercepting another F-16 that's coming the opposite direction at 1,500 miles per hour, what you have is 3,000 miles per hour combined speeds with a curvature. And yet your radar has to pick up and know exactly what elevation they are because you have to go in and intercept this other F-16, other incoming aircraft. So you have to know the elevation, but that elevation would be changing all of the time, and you'd have to make constant adjustments as a pilot to adjust for that. And that never happens. He flat out confirmed it is a flat and stationary Earth up there. And he says that's why all the systems are designed to run on a flat and stationary Earth. Anyway, I urge all of you to watch the video. It's a little difficult. That's the computer screen and things and how to read it, but I included some more information on how that works. Right. But it's all quite fascinating. As you can see, all those little squares, things like that. Those are incoming aircraft or aircraft that it's reading at 80 miles away. Well, what's 80 miles away at 10,000 feet? It can't. It's not like the radar bounces to the ground and comes up. No, it's at a specific angle. So it would be reading false readings all the time if it was on a ball. Mm-hmm. I hope that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. So what you're looking at here is the altitude relative to the craft here, of the other craft relative to the horizon, or not?
Yeah.
Well, there isn't any horizon picture, but what he's looking at is all those are at a certain elevation, altitude, all those airplanes. And if he sweeps at a different angle, they will disappear. Those ones will disappear because he's only sweeping at a certain angle. That's his job. He sweeps at, 60 degrees up, 60 degrees down, or whatever, or sometimes 30 degrees, sometimes 10 degrees. They can change that angle of what they're sweeping at. But it's not like they read the entire sky. That's what, and that's the point I'm trying to make is he's looking at a certain specific area. 2.1 miles Excuse me. And so what's going on here?
Try to hide
that's you.
Unimpeachable
Is that me?
mathematical fact. But 2.1 miles would be the maximum distance under the globe.
Hold on. Is
In
that me
other
or you?
words, you cannot have a physical horizon further than 2.1 miles. Excuse me.
Somebody have something on?
So let's look at the video.
Not me.
I'm paused.
Okay, I'm paused. We'll wait a second.
Okay.
There we go.
All right. So I hope that made sense for everybody, and if it didn't, I apologize. But if you could kind of visualize that aircraft is shooting out like a cone of radar in a certain angle, a certain degrees, and it's looking at the same elevation, say 10,000 feet. He's at 10,000 feet. And he's sweeping around 10,000 feet and above. He's sweeping at a certain angle, and that computer automatically recognizes that other one is at 10,000 feet. But it shouldn't be at 10,000 feet if we lived on a globe.
Right. And it makes a difference if you're higher up the curve that should be on the ball or not. Should it be more pronounced, or when you're flying over the ball? How should that even work, right? Because as you go up, your distance to the center, it's larger,
but you
right?
shouldn't. I mean, what's the height that an F-16 flies? You shouldn't even. I don't even know what the highest it goes is.
Actually, I'd have to look that up. But
Pretty,
he said,
should be pretty high.
Standard, they're looking around 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 feet. But I think they actually could go much higher than a commercial airline.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know if they certainly don't get up to places that Neil deGrasse says that we shouldn't see a curve, right? I mean, Neil deGrasse says at 120,000 feet there should be flat.
Yeah, actually, some people been getting on there saying, "Look, there's curvature in through all those videos of the F-16." I mean, total brain dead. It's like,
Right.
I mean, seriously, the lens of the camera. Okay,
there are
come on,
still
can we get
people
past
that
this?
believe that we live in a globe.
Yes, there is.
No, man. Wow. No, I didn't.
You didn't know?
I didn't know. Sorry.
Oh, if only we lived in that world, your life would be a lot better for everybody. And then
Yeah,
one
I know
thing
that.
I'll show real quick because I thought it was interesting. I was looking at some of the comments on your video, and somebody had a link to this flight dynamics summary. It's aerostudents.com. Courses, flight dynamics full version. So this is some course on aerostudents.com. But of course, it talks about how to fly a plane, and it starts out with making some assumptions, and we've seen these all before. That there is a flat Earth, that the Earth's curvature is 0, that there is a non-rotating Earth, that no Coriolis accelerations are such are present, the aircraft has constant mass. So again, and people can just say, oh, well, those are just assumptions that they make. Yeah, they make those assumptions for a very good reason, because that makes flight possible. If you start going beyond that, it would make flight impossible. So anyway, all right. So that was, and I'll put that link in the description so if people want to check that out, but it's on Taboo Conspiracy 2's channel, and then he's got another one that came out a little bit before that one, so go ahead and talk about that one, and I'll put it on the screen.
Okay, let me just add one more thing.
Sure, yeah,
is
sorry.
that everyone's have been getting upset at him that he wants to be anonymous, and he would honestly be a fool to come out and say who he is. And we all know that if he was to say out his name and all of that information, they would attack his his current employer. They would attack everything about him until they got him fired to make an example of him to ever do that. And so he's smart enough to know that these scumbags that will do that to us, he has to remain anonymous at this time.
If people don't remember, on this show, on Globebusterish show, we had a pilot. She came on. She told us that she thought the Earth was flat and how they had talked about it in the cockpit before, and that she was starting to talk to some pilots about it, and then she got grounded to the point where they said that she had some sort of mental deficiency and needed to be taken out of the air. So that's what happens. And then you wonder why is there no whistleblowers? Why does nobody come out and say these things? Well, that's why.
And in fact, when I invited in the January conference in Spain, in Madrid, we invited official and actual pilot from a company in Europe, and he gave a lecture, 45-minute lecture. It was very technical with some hints, because he came as a private person to participate on this conference. He didn't represent any company. And the first thing that he said for me was something that I don't even aware, that all the pilots around the world receive information. The main source of education is the Royal Society of London.
Wow.
Like the maps maker, or the even here in Argentina, all the geographers, they study things that came from the Royal Society of London. And the main pilot manual, it's made on England in the Royal Society of London. So the Royal Society of London, they achieve a lot of information then spread around the world. Maybe they change, some names, some covers in the books, but the main core, it's provided by this organization. And of course, we know Society of London infiltrate every single math in the equation in the world, based on these assumptions of we live on the globe, but we made calculations assume that the earth is flat because it's more convenient. And but the guy, after the conference, all the trolls here in Argentina and Spain, they start to send emails directly to the company, because the troll guys, they take a picture from the face in the conference, and they use Google image to detect who he is. So they immediately recognize him, and then start sending emails to get fired the guy from the company. And the pilot gets so scared, because he's a young pilot, 45 years old. He has a lot of years to come.
Right.
Passion, and he get he works with that, so he feed his family with being pilot. So the guy gets some scared that we need to delete the part of the pilot in the conference in the
Really?
YouTube video.
Wow.
And I'm still in contact with him, and that is a very nice guy, and we still transfer information. But that is the kind of behavior that
Did
a lot of people
keep
have.
his job?
He keeps his job, yes. The company, they don't say nothing about it. They receive, like, I don't know, maybe 400 emails. You know what it is, receiving 400 emails saying you need to fire this pilot because he's not mentally, or he's mentally ill. So, come on, man. He came as a person, as a free person, to participate in a conference without representing anything.
Right.
So now you are not even allowed, you are not even free to go and assist to independent presentation,
or just to ask questions. You're not even allowed to ask questions. It's so ridiculous. And I'm just showing on the screen again, because anybody's saying that they see curvature of the earth. I mean, watch the ground bending here. I mean, this is what happened. Look at the ground just bending, unbending. If that's what you think is reality, and you want to believe that that's the earth, just give me a break. Get a life, really. I mean, you could say it on any of these pictures, and that's the way all lenses work. So some people say,
It's
yeah,
like
but that
those-
lens isn't it's not a fisheye lens, and you're saying that. Yeah, that's because all lenses have the distortion, barrel distortion.
It's like
the way-
those balloon footage that they showed. Students show the curvature of the Earth, and then you see that when it's on top, and the same curvature happens right on the ground, right? And they magically don't notice.
Look how funny
What
this
nice
is. Did you guys see
reflection,
this?
right?
Yeah,
Like
look
space
at-
reflection.
Well, think about it, is that he's upside
Interesting.
down. He's upside down, and we're still seeing this curvature. The curvature is simply the sky. Oh, man, that makes me think so much of ways to fake it now. Wow.
Yeah.
Holy smokes. Yeah, so think about that. He's upside down, and this right here is the sky, but it's very easy to make it even look like the ground. Looks like the sky
Wow, yeah,
above
the
water.
upside down thing. That was
And even-
David was talking about this. Remember
Yeah.
when he showed that balloon that they said was being filmed from the ISS, but it seemed like it was being filmed from the ground. Remember?
Yeah. Yeah, and
And
there's a couple people who have
that's
done
kinda
that
what-
video. Yeah, look at that. That's crazy.
Yeah,
The
that's
polarization
right.
in the glass, and the polarization in the glass is perfect to make the black of a space.
Yeah. It's insanity. I didn't even
yeah.
see that before. I wasn't even paying attention to that. But all right, and okay. So the other video that we wanted to talk about was this one, or did you have any more you want to talk about on this one, Ben?
No, I'm good. Let's go on to the next one.
Okay, so the other one is this video: 16.4 mile laser test confirms the Earth is F blank blank T. I think that's L and I'll.
And by the way, that little trick actually did avoid ever any of the Wikipedia articles. So
look at there is no drop down box. It says,
Wow.
Nice.
just don't put Earth and flat in your description or in the title, and you can avoid it for a while.
Great. All right, so I'll play this in the background unless you want me to play it
In
out
your
loud.
face, Google.
Bring it, Google. Come on. So yeah, go ahead and talk about this one. I have it playing in the background.
This is another awesome one, and I especially like it because it's husband and wife. He's out there with the kids. Just reminds me of all the times I've been out there with my wife and kids. But anyway, in this one, they take a laser, and they well, actually, they start off with they do a light test, they do a flashlight test, and they do the laser test. That one's the most impressive. It's 16.4 miles. They're at that height of the laser was at 4 feet high, meaning that you would have to be at 130 feet high in order to see that source of the laser. And
let's show people what 130 feet is real quick. Okay, so this statue of Jesus the Redeemer is 130 feet. You can see these little people down here. This is the amount that something should be hidden behind the curve. It's a joke. So if you think somebody's shooting a laser, so imagine somebody on this side, and somebody's shooting a laser up over the head of Jesus here, and then somebody over here is seeing the dot. You would never see the dot because you have to have line of sight to the source of the laser. But go ahead, we'll go back to the video here.
At least Jesus make possible. You never know, man.
Hey, you never know. That's true. With Jesus, all things are possible. So maybe Jesus allows us to see over curves. I don't know. Thank you, Jesus. Go ahead.
But anyway, I really, he did some terrific things. He took his actual cell phone, he dropped it down to just inches above the water. I actually synced it up with the P900 footage as well, so you could see that he was actually down there at just inches above the water, and he could still see that source of the laser. And he's not seeing the side of the laser. He's not seeing an angle shot of the laser. He's not looking at it from. He's seeing the source. I mean, who can deny that?
Yeah.
I mean, it's blinding to the camera. He's looking at the source, and that's impossible. And you'll see in some of the other footage, it almost looks like it's refracting maybe a little upwards, or maybe that's just the perspective of it. But if it's going upwards, what? Did it all of a sudden decide to hop over the curvature whenever it gets in front of the camera?
Right.
I mean,
then it's
the excuses are getting so ridiculous, so stupid, in my opinion, where you're like, I mean, either that person has to be a liar, or the dumbest person in the world. I don't even know how to talk to these people anymore.
No, and
But,
again, if this person's shooting the laser, I mean, this person here is definitely seeing the source of it. And again, this laser is going to spread out over distance. I've done laser tests and seen how much a laser spreads out at 4 miles, at 2 miles, at 5 miles. It gets extremely huge. But when you are showing the camera, you can still see the source, and that's what you're seeing in those videos. Go ahead.
Right, and you've been out there looking at lasers from long distance. When it's shooting from an angle, you would see it doesn't look the same. You don't see. It's just it's more faint. It's looks more like a green cloud or something like that. If you're looking at it from an angle, you don't see that bright, penetrating that light. And what is that a mirage? I mean, seriously, is that a mirage behind the curvature? The laser's behind the curvature, and we're seeing the mirage of it hopping over. I mean. Stupidity, or I don't know what you call it, blindness. I don't know, but that's just a fantastic proof by a husband and wife team.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
That's
here's where you can kind of see it bending up, where you're talking about. But then, as soon as you get it square on with the camera, is where you get it right there.
Mm-hmm. Wow, nice effect.
Yeah, you're definitely seeing, the source.
Yeah, and it's cool that you can hear them also turning the laser and getting it to point to the right direction. So you see they have line of sight, and it's it's pretty far away as well. So
and then here, we can actually
no way around.
We'll turn on the sound.
There.
show there. Yeah, there we go. So this
Okay,
is
I
where
got the cell phone at the laser, and I'm 1 foot off the water, 6 inches off the water.
With the cell phone camera.
yeah, he's got
Yeah.
this is the cell phone camera here.
Pretty amazing, huh?
Wow.
Jesus. Yeah, 3 inches off the water. Cell phone, hand touching the water.
Still there.
And yeah, pretty good, bud. Yeah. Just give me a few more flashes, and then we'll call it a night.
Okay. So I'll just go back and forth, left and right.
Yeah, it's like I could tell you. Down a bit, down.
Did you see how the laser was visible by the cell phone only inches above water?
Anyway, let's get back to real time. Anything else you want to mention on that one, Ben? It's great stuff.
No, I did have that other video up as well, the one with where I analyzed some of what BMLS B69 did. That was another huge proof. That was the video before that, but in that one, he could see the horizon beyond the platform at 19.7 miles away, and
Let me go
it
to
would
that one.
if you were to actually calculate the actual distance, if you run the numbers, it would take an Earth that was like I can't remember the exact number offhand, but it was like 350,000 mile
Oh,
radius.
it was you showed it at the end of the M&M one, right?
Yeah, that's the one.
So I got that there. So yeah, here it is on the screen, and people should check that out too. And the beginning's great too with the whole M&M thing, just nonsense. Make sure you wear a mask, or else you'll end up in a coffin because people are coughing at the grocery store. Thanks, M&M. It's getting disgusting to me. Social distancing and wearing masks and then this together and curbside pickup.
Well, I have in Spain a doctor, a biologist, make like a test with 4 different masks, and she show us how bacteria growth in the mask itself, and it's crazy, man. Then when we attack the vaccine topic, we can show that.
Okay,
Oh my
good.
goodness.
Well, what did you think of Mark Sargent's point that they're going to reverse it on us and make people who don't get the vaccine wear the mask?
Well, that could be. I mean, I never use a mask here. Even when I enter in some business, sometimes I just cover my mouth with a T-shirt, something like that. But we don't have the mandatory thing down here, if you want to call down here. Outer here, I call outer, from the equator, outer to the perimeter. So we don't have the same type of, mandatory law right now, but I don't know, could be.
So I'll probably piss some people off with this one again, but it's like, for me, I'm starting to think about it. I'm like, wait a second. So, because one of the things I've heard a lot of people say is, don't you know in the Asian countries that if you're sick, you wear a mask? It's like, okay, I'll accept that. It's just like I said before with temperature checks. I really don't mind those, because if you have 103-degree temperature, I don't necessarily want you sitting next to me on a plane. So I kind of feel the same way with these masks. Like, if you're sick, wear a mask. I can actually agree with that. Because why? Because when I'm sick, I don't go out. When I don't feel well, I'm at home, I'm in bed, I'm on the couch, I'm getting better. I'm drinking, water, I'm putting lemon in my water, I'm taking some silver. I'm doing steps to make myself better. So I'm not out and about. And if I'm going to go to a store, then I don't have a problem. I'll wear a mask if that's what people want. When you're sick, wear a mask. But they've flipped it now to the point where everybody needs to wear a mask, even if you aren't sick. It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And now we've gone from where you should be aware of people. Like, if you see somebody in a store wearing a mask, that should be a cue to you to not get near them, right? Because they're sick. But now everybody's wearing a mask.
I still feel that way.
Right. So that's how we should treat these people. You should really treat people with a mask as if they are sick, because that's what people do when they're sick. They're sick, they wear a mask. Well, then everybody...
They turned that around, right?
They turned it around completely. It's completely inverted now. And now people with masks are afraid of people without them. What happened? Oh, Blake and Damon, thank you very much for the super chat from Canada. Oh man, it's getting disgusting. So you don't have any kind of mask mandates down there, Iru. So businesses have a choice whether or not to require masks
Out there, not down there. Okay.
out there across there.
Yeah. No, no. We have the government suggests that we must use, but of course, because people are afraid, if you want to enter in some local or some business or some store, you need to put it, because you have like a banner in the window and said only 3 people at the same time and using mask. So
Right.
if you don't put your mask, the owner of the store is going to tell you that please go outside or bring a mask. But for example, in my case, because I don't use mask, I just take my t-shirt and cover my mouth and I enter like that, and people are fine. I mean, as soon at least you cover your mouth and not even your nose,
I gotcha.
just your mouth, everything is okay. Maybe in capital city, I don't live in the capital city, I live in a big city, quote unquote big, here in Argentina. But in capital city, maybe you need to use it. But if you walk, you don't have to use it. If you are in the car, you must use it, because if not, you can receive a penalty, like $1,000 of penalty, which you can imagine that $1,000 in penalty here in Argentina is like a condemnation for life, something like that. So yeah, it's crazy. The thing is, if you are inside of your car and you are alone in your car, you need to wear a mask.
Oh my goodness.
I see
Even
those
with
people
the
every day.
close, with the windows closed,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
With the multiplexor outside working fine. So I don't get it.
I don't get it at all. We did get another super chat from Anthony Siconte. He says, "Hi, legends. Love the show. I am debating McToon, who keeps telling me to plot certain coordinates on a flat Earth map. He claims this cannot be done, and the fact that it works on a globe map destroys flat Earth thoughts." I don't know what the hell he's talking about. You mean you're plotting globe coordinates on a flat Earth map, and he's claiming that can't be done? Yeah, it's the point of a globe map. Wow, I don't know. And by the way, have we ever had? Is Austin here? Austin.
He's here now.
I don't know. I don't know if his mic works.
We cannot hear him.
At least
Well,
he
I got to bow out now, Jaren. Thanks
Okay.
for having me on. Hey, thanks, guys.
It looks like he's speaking
Thanks, Ben.
though,
Bye, Ben.
Jaren.
Okay,
Bye,
hold on.
Ben.
Bye, Ben.
It looked like he was speaking because his icon was turning.
Let me
yes, with the white stroke.
So for
But
some
maybe
reason,
he made the big Iru, he put the icon, but he lived, and then
Austin, if you are talking, we do not hear
Something with
you.
the audio.
if you can hear it, it's like a spirit
Yeah,
session,
I see it
Austin, if you
turning
can
white.
hear it, make your icon put white, please.
Austin, talk
If you are with
now.
Nikola Tesla, let us know.
If you are with Nikola Tesla. I don't know. Maybe he's gone. I don't know. So sorry, Austin.
Hey, can you hear me now?
Ah, you're here. We heard you.
He rise from the dead.
Yeah, sorry. I've been trying to figure it out this whole time. It's ridiculous.
You're here now. We hear you.
Yeah. So what I was saying is, they use Cartesian points.
Right.
So I don't. Yeah. What are they even talking about? McLooney Tunes is a psycho.
Yeah, it doesn't make much sense. David, I don't know if you want to jump on the show and talk about what you're talking about. I don't know how we can support that person. I can bring up the site. Is it just? Do I just go to TrueTube? I don't know if David. David, if you could jump on, it'd be great.
Okay.
5 minutes.
Just because you mentioned Cartesian's coordinate maps and like that. I don't know if you saw this crazy comparison about the features on the moon being very close to our Gleason map.
Yeah, I
you
saw
see
you
that video?
share that video. I didn't see it because it was an Instagram video.
Yes, crazy. I mean, it's not perfect, of course, but it has I am not claiming that it's a real thing, like the moon being like a mirror of our, surface, nothing like that, but at least it's a little crazy to see it. I don't know.
Let's take a look. If you can show it, it'd be nice.
All right,
Yeah, prepare.
Dave's here.
Doesn't have Dave.
Dave sounds like he's on the beach. Dave, are you on the beach? No, he's.
I am not on the beach.
Oh.
I am on the boats. Sorry.
It's even worse. It's worse than the beach. It's the boat. Okay, so
Well, it's 96 degrees and humid here. Give me a freaking break. What am I supposed to do? Stay home?
Well, that's where I am.
And with the mask.
All right, so listen, real quick, the TrueTube thing. This guy Alex,
Yes, thank
we
you,
met
man.
him at the conference. He's
Yes.
super into it. He's been building this crazy server. He's got Bob could speak better to it, but he's got terabytes or whatever. He's got so much storage, and he's backed up every known flat Earth and conspiracy channel. And it's called TROO.tube.
Okay, so I just went there right now. It's TROO.tube. That's what you're looking at.
Yeah, and like go to the channel list, and if you go to your channel,
Okay, hold
there's
on.
videos of yours on there that you don't no longer have.
Right. Where do you get to the
On
list
the
of
menu on the
channels?
top is it say channel list?
Yeah, I see list of channels on the. Okay, let me go there. All right, this is the one I've looked at. Yes, this is incredible. So what people
Yeah.
are looking at now is you'll see it has 1,980, so almost 2,000 channels, and 535,000 videos. And you can see here,
Yeah, like-
welcome to the to only the best video archive ever. And you can go to any channel. So
Even
let's,
Spanish?
Let's see if Nuer
Channel
para Todos
two?
is on here. Let's see. Let's go down to
I
N.
don't think so.
Hold on, let me see. We're gonna
I'm a
go
little sad now.
control find and Nur.
And he's also saying if there's something that's not on there, let him know, and he'll back up the whole channel.
No, I'm not there.
Well, no, we have to wait till we get down there.
Racist.
It's loading. This is how long it takes to load. But
I'm willing to bet you are there.
I'm willing to bet you are too.
And I went there. Rory Cooper is my perspective. All of Rory's stuff is there. Not even Rory doesn't even have that on his channel.
So yeah, look at all these channels. But we're only on letter B yet. We have to wait till we get to N. So here's Brian Stavely's 16 channels are all on here.
Wow, it's amazing, man. I mean,
Unbelievable.
it's unbelievable.
And for people who
Yeah.
don't understand,
It's
this is not
super huge.
Most people who have this, they have it, but it's actually pulling from YouTube. None of these videos are pulling from YouTube. These are actually loaded on his own multiple terabytes worth of storage.
I've gone on there, and when I have a video that YouTube takes down that I happen to not have a copy of, I go on there and find it. It's there. He's like backing up everything. I don't know if he has a script that automatically downloads or if he's monitoring
Yeah, it
these
could
things
be.
himself.
He must,
He's got to
he
have a
must.
script.
It's like this connection between, for example, library and YouTube, or DTube and BitTube, sorry, and YouTube, where it's automatically uploading, and every new video you upload is automatically transferred. So maybe he has some kind of script that refreshing every, I don't know, 5 hours, and if it's something new, like
So here's Dearth. Now, Dearth, why do you have 2 channels on here? What is the difference?
I'm guessing it was my original channel
Oh, wait, it
before it
might
got
be-
taken down, and then he backed up the new one.
It might be BitTube. Wait, hold on. We're going to open this in a new tab and see what happens here. So we opened up the Dearth channel, and we'll let that keep loading so we can see if Noah para Todos is there. So here comes, Dearth's 327. Now you look at this second video right here, The Truth in 5 Minutes. This has been pulled from YouTube. But by going here, you're able to pop this open, and it opens in a nice little player and plays right away. So that's incredible. That is tough to do.
What we're actually seeing is
And this video, like I said, can't be found on YouTube anymore. They pulled it. Why? Because it went against the WHO and CDC, which is a big no-no, right, Dave?
Yeah, absolutely. That one is now on Stop Look Think, featured on the homepage, and it's actually a better version. If anybody wants to grab it from there, feel free.
So you got D Marble here, you got D Murphy, Doc Michael. We're just looking at all these coming through, and we're waiting to see if Spanish channels are on here. Iru says no way. We're going to see if that's true.
Yeah, I saw a friend in Spanish with the letter A. So yes, at least that is one proof that some Spanish channel is storage.
Spanish lives matter.
Yes, man, of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Who's the Flat Earth bitch? Never even heard of that person. All right. See? Finding channels I never even seen. Well, and you will find that considering there's 2,000 channels on here. You'll be on for quite a while. We're just gonna there's Flat Earth Fokker stuff, Flat Earth Genius, Flat Earth Guy, Flat Earth Head, lots of stuff in the Flat Earth Man, Flat Earth Millionaire, tons. Now, Dave, this guy needs our help. Is that the rumor?
Baller Dave is also here now.
So he has spent, I don't know, well north of $50,000 just on servers and hard drives, and I don't fully understand how the heck he's done what he's done. The power bill alone to run these servers, and I don't even know what's going to happen if everyone starts going on it. Is it going to crash? Can he handle the bandwidth? This is all above my pay grade. But the guy is completely and totally broke. Maybe there's somebody out there that can help him move it, manage it, run it from somewhere. He was like running it out of his family church in Indiana or wherever he is. And he now moved to a small office. He's probably heating the whole office building with those servers. And I don't know what the story is, but anyone that wants to reach out and talk to Alex, his name is Alex Cortez, I think is his last name. Super nice guy. His technical ability is way above probably any of us. So I don't know what he needs. Does he need does he need a few dollars? Well, everyone needs a few dollars, but I don't know what he needs. So I'm sure there's a contact on there, and if anyone wants to reach out and see what's going on, I just thought we should show it to people. Maybe there's someone that says that somebody that can help him in any way. Who knows?
All right, good. And we'll just, so people can go there, true.tube, and then again, on the left-hand side, I showed you, go back, rewind this video if you need to, that you can rewind it and find where I showed you where the channel list is, and then this comes up, and Stop Look Think is on here, 153news.net is on here, and then just a great accumulation of all of our channels. Pretty impressive, especially since at any time any of these channels could be gone. I saw LC King on there, Lift the Veil on there.
He actually has a separate server that's backing up 153.news all the time.
Mark Pasio was there. He's not a flat earther.
Well, no, it's not just flat earthers. He's got other truth things there too.
I saw Matt Powerland, the best guitar on YouTube.
Oh God!
he has some stuff. If anyone he had a channel up there the other day that was accusing him of the reason his channel doesn't get any views, and we'll just say it rhymes with snake trolls.
What?
Or awake souls. All right, there you go. I said it. I hate saying that.
Oh God.
But he was complaining that that's the reason he doesn't get views on his channel. Because everyone's watching his stuff on TrueTube. And so I left him a message and go, by the way, your videos have 0 views and they've just been removed. So we removed him and his crazy partner also.
Oh man, those guys are the real Globebusters though.
Yeah, well, they've been removed.
So what about the letter N?
You can't find them on there now.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I went past N.
I didn't see it.
There you are.
Yeah, I saw it.
He's here.
He does need a search feature.
111 gigabyte. Wow, that says a lot, man. Thanks for storing that
359. Let's see.
amount.
Now, Ebru, have you had any channels removed recently? Because
any videos removed.
I'm sorry, any videos.
Yes, I have a lot removed.
But
yes,
they'll all be
that
here.
is why I open my library.
But they'll be on here. So
for example, keep that one. The cover report was removed. The one on the left also, it has been removed.
$10 billion.
Yeah.
Right. So this one's gone from your channel, but here.
Yes.
See, that's great.
It's here. Yeah. Great.
And same thing.
No, it's amazing, man. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. And same thing with my channel. All the removed videos, even videos I didn't even know they removed, I found on there. Like, wait, and then I went and searched YouTube as best as I could to try and find my video, and it's been gone. So they even remove videos that they don't even tell me they removed.
Let me look, see if I can find a link to his YouTube channel, because he's done some videos where he's just showing you the servers and talking about what he's doing. So maybe people can contact him that way. Give me a second.
Okay.
So once you go into TrueTube, where you need to go to
see over here?
find this?
See over here where it says list of channels?
Yes.
Yes. So then you click that, and then it'll bring you to this archive here.
Because let me just ask, this site, this TrueTube, is the owner is this guy, or this is like
yeah, the guy David's going to give a link to his channel. He basically he can write scripts. He's he's a programmer, so he programmed it by listing a channel, putting in that URL. It's picking up anytime you post a video. It's immediately downloading it to his server and then displaying it on this site. So if you upload it to YouTube, it immediately ends up on this site, and even if YouTube removes it, it remains here. So.
And the quality is like
it's really good. I think let's see, can we go to Nur para Todos? So let's go here. I'm just shocked.
HD.
Usually whenever you go to these, it's like takes forever to load or something. But let's go to that Corbett report.
720. One. It's 720. It's a nice quality.
Yeah, decent. It's not like it's 360 or something.
No, but
it's decent, right?
720p is a really nice quality.
How do you know it's 720?
And the nice thing is that also storage the thumbnail, for example.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's not just the video. So wow, that is incredible shop. Yeah. I'm gonna share with the Spanish community, of course.
So look, it's a nice quality.
Hey, I just shared the link in the chat. If you want to share it in the show chat, it's I think it's just true.tube is the name of his YouTube channel. Just check it if you can.
Okay, let me check.
Didn't Bob say it's a petabyte? That's like a 1,000 terabytes.
Yeah, and he's trying to buy some more drives right now. The guy doesn't have
so I wanted to
his name, and he's
tell
trying to
you
buy
that
more
if
drives.
you have the money.
All right, so here's his video. It's true.tube is the YouTube channel, and I do remember meeting this guy now. Okay. He was in Dallas, right?
Yeah, he was in Dallas. He was hanging out at when we were all at the JFK assassination spot.
Yeah.
And he was just telling everybody about all the stuff he had backed up, and he had showed me a site, and it was literally you had to understand MS-DOS to use it. And I was like, dude, you're wasting your time. You gotta do something. And then he made this new interface, or at least he hadn't showed this to me back then. And I'm looking at it. It's awesome. I mean, anytime I'm looking for a lost video, it's in there.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Yeah, so I definitely, all these links will be in the description, so following this show, definitely check it out, but it's TrueTube. Subscribe.
And he has a button that said support me. So you have that if you want to support them there with the heart.
Yes.
There you go. So you have like
so
standard things as
we're all supporting so many different things, and just think about this. We all paid our cable bill for years just to be programmed, to have our minds destroyed. YouTube has basically tried to put us down the memory hole, and a lot of stuff is just disappearing. It's inaccessible. This guy is trying to make a backup that we can all access. Mm-hmm. So if you can throw him $5, $500, whatever you can do. This guy is doing everything he can. So that's all I'm saying is, I'm going to throw him a few bucks, and anybody that wants to.
Yeah, completely agree.
I forgot. This is also a link you can go to. It's just channels-list.com. If you go to that, Iru, that is the same site.
Okay,
so
perfect.
Channels.
No, but that is amazing, man. For content creator like us, like I'm start having troubles, for example, with my hard drive because I not have any more space between the final videos and the storage of the information to create those videos. So having a place where you can forget, if you want to see in that way of the videos, the final videos to storage in your computer, that is an amazing thing. I mean, it's incredible. It's incredible.
So yeah, thanks Alex for doing this. It's fantastic.
And Alex, if you're listening, put a search feature in there so we can search for a channel name. I don't know how hard that is. Maybe you can do that while you're sleeping with your left hand, or maybe it's more involved than I understand. But if you can put a search feature in there, that'll make it just even better.
So this is what happens when I try and look at somebody who is Austin.
TrueTube.
Got you. I see him.
Yeah.
All right, modded him up.
Well, he has like a search feature on the main page. Maybe it's not working super great.
Maybe, you know what? Maybe it does. I haven't dug in that deep. Just anyone that's interested in using this, supporting it, with ideas of how to implement it or make it more popular. My only concern is, and again, I don't understand, is, what happens if 1,000 people decide to go there right now? Will it crash?
So he said he's working on a search feature soon.
I think he probably gets a larger bill from the bandwidth.
I mean, his bandwidth bill, let alone the electric bill, I don't understand how he's supporting himself.
Yeah, I mean, you have to have your own ISP or something. So it's quite a lot to take on in terms of if it becomes very popular. There's a lot of people downloading it. He needs to have something.
He is Russian, and we know that the Russians are known for their hacking into U.S. systems. So maybe he is hacking into something.
Possibly. All right, well, good to know, and people can go to that site, and I like channels-list is great, .com, or just true.tube, and then hit channels list, and you can also find the support feature on the left, and you can help out Alex. He said the PeerTube software is kind of slow, but the new interface is super sweet. This is a good test for his site. Yeah, and subscribe to his channel so as new features come out, he can alert everyone and let them know.
And Alex, last thing, and by the way, it's not Alex Stein. This is a different Alex.
Oh, sorry.
Both crazy, by the way. But film in landscape, for Christ's sake, okay? Don't film in portrait. Film in landscape, all right? That's all.
Guys, we have 1 hour to the launch of the new probe to go to Mars. Remember that.
Should I bring it up?
Is it the rover, the new rover?
The new rover from Europe, yes.
Wow.
So it's incredible.
Here's the live stream.
All right, guys, I'm dropping out. I'll see you. Thanks.
Have fun on the ocean there, Dave. Don't drown.
Thank you. Did you show my new mask that I sent?
Yes, Rob.
No, I didn't show it to you. What did you text? Or no, you showed that in the Globebusterish chat. I'll show it later.
Globebusterish chat. Basically, it's a way to cover your face, not restrict your airflow, not have a gag on your mouth. So you have to.
And now I got to show it.
Yeah. Nobody can in, and it's not gagging yourself. It's not. I don't feel that it's connected.
Let me bring this up.
Oh my gosh.
All it is a brim hat with mosquito netting. They have mosquito netting buckets that you just put over. I put a couple layers on, and there it is.
You can use a camera on the outside to see it
for.
From the inside.
I'm going to say this. Credit card fraud is kind of difficult with all cameras and everything now. Put this puppy on, use someone else's credit card, they'll never know who it was. Okay? So everybody, steal someone else's credit card or swap credit cards, go shopping, and then you can claim you didn't buy anything.
I'm not even sure if that's really Dave in there.
Great
right.
advice.
There you go. You don't know.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I'm breathing. You can breathe beautiful. The air is flowing in there. It's amazing.
So when are you going
Also
to?
very fashionable.
And on top of it,
you have Coriolis effects, right?
Is this a beekeeper thing?
When are you going to teach us how to make this?
It's literally mosquito netting. What?
Mosquito
You have to
netting,
teach us how to make it. You have to give us exactitudes. I have to have really, you got to get the details to me.
Here it is. Amazon.com.
Okay.
Say brimmed mosquito hat. Okay, for men, and they'll have one that has it on it. But then you also want to buy just hat mosquito netting, and they come with it's like the size of a office garbage can liner, and it comes there. You get 3 liners for like $10, and you just pull them over the hat. They're beautiful.
Wait, this is actually supposed to be on your head?
It's mosquito netting. It's for mosquito netting. It's for people that are working in the gardens that are getting attacked by bugs like in the tropics. So an added benefit is you don't get bit by mosquitoes.
Can you see through it?
Totally. It's like you barely even know. I mean, you do notice it's on, but you can see out. They can't see in.
Were you getting a cut or something?
You can see the curve.
So you can walk down the street with a hat, and then your face totally.
If I have to go into a store that I have to go into, let's say something, let's say this crazy. I have yet to put anything on, including this. But this craziness, if it gets worse, and I need to do something. This is better than putting a hand wrapped around my mouth. Okay, that's how I look at a mask.
So it breathes perfectly then.
Perfectly. Air is like I can smoke a cigarette in there.
You have Coriolis effect.
Yeah.
Inside. Yeah, man.
And if I really want to, if I had a drink, I could stick the straw up underneath and drink, no problem.
So Dave, I bringed up brimmed mosquito hat. So which one?
There it is.
Wow,
Wait, hold on.
Kind of cool.
Hold on a second.
There it is. I mean, the hat, the hat
one?
itself with the netting stitched into it was like $20.
Wait, which one? This one here?
Maybe. Which one? How much is that one? I can't say.
$16.99.
Yeah, that's it. Just find one that makes sure it fits your head. I got one size fits all. I have a giant head, and this one fits. So I was.
And then you put an extra. Then you bought one of these.
Then I bought. Those things right there. They're 4 for like $10.
Right.
And
Looks like it's for fishing in the marshes and stuff.
Get a gray one and a tan one because when you mix the colors, it makes it so they can't see in. It's kind of like putting 2 screens over each other. It's a little crazy.
Yeah, you don't say.
You don't say. For some reason,
the
I
thought
doubt
of putting a gag mask on literally makes me sick, and like I'm suffocating just thinking about it. When I see people wearing them, I literally can pass out myself. But putting this on, it doesn't bother me.
They have a combo though. They have a combo with the face mask on top there already. It's a popular combo. Very top.
There you go. Well, no, I don't want. Don't get the mask.
No.
Yeah,
don't
there's
get
one
the
on
thing
top
that
as well.
the mask is a ritual thing that they want you to participate in. I don't feel that this is doing it. This is saying fuck you to the. Oops, am I allowed to say that? F you to the system. And there you go.
It's definitely funny.
they're definitely funny. For some reason I don't see Austin wearing one. Austin, no.
There's a 0% chance, dude.
I want to wear one of these though, and I really gotta think about it. It's just a little expensive.
Hey, you gotta give Dave props, man. You gotta have some cojones to walk around wearing that.
Listen, I don't think it takes as much cojones to wear that than to do what I'm already doing, which is the only person in a giant store without a mask. Literally, I'm the only friggin' person in there, and they don't see me.
Yeah, right. Touche. I agree with that part.
So
and by the way, if you're ever in a store without a mask and you think they're going to nab you at the checkout and not check you out, just open everything you bought. Take a bite out of everything. Take a sip out of everything. Bite the sandwich. Open the chips. Whatever you have, open everything. And then, and if they don't check you out, that's on them.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not against the law.
Great. And thanks, Dave.
See you. Thank you. Bye.
Have fun on the boat. Bro. All right, so this is a brimmed mosquito hat on Amazon if you want to venture down that path. Good luck on that one. Seems fun. Take some video of yourself going into Target, please. And send it my way, jeranism at Yahoo. Jacob Meets World says there's been a group getting together on the Ripple Effect podcast looking for something like true.tube. Y'all should reach out to them. It's not true.tube.com. It's just true.tube, by the way. And y'all should reach out to them. Okay. To the Ripple Effect. Anybody know what that is? I don't know. It doesn't sound familiar. Nope. Alrighty. Let's see. We did that. Let me get back to here. Iru, did you want to share? Do we want to move on to talk about vaccinations? Is there anything we missed talking to you about when you couldn't voice your opinions over there? Or not? Austin.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. And
I was like, dang, you guys hate me, bro. You introduced me, and I was like, oh, yeah, Ben's been doing great. Where you go, excellent. Like, mid-sentence, I was like, oh, my God.
Like, that was so rude. Well, let it be known we didn't hear shit. So I just said, okay, thanks.
When you were growing up, Jaren, when you had your home, the answering machine, did you have, I always had mine was like, hello. Hey, how's it going, man?
Oh,
yeah, it's good. It's not. Yeah, how are you?
No.
And it was the answering machine.
We used to have some dumb little rap my sister and I did. All right.
Uh-huh.
Dave loves to make me happy. Dave, thank you for that. Here's Dave. If everybody wants to see where Dave is right now, it's a rough life. There's Dave and Paige enjoying the flotation device. while we sit here. It is 100 degrees where I'm at too, by the way, and I'm not out on the ocean. But I live quite a ways from it. I might be moving closer. We'll see. We'll see how things go. All right. Eru, are you still there? I'm closing this now.
Yes, man, I'm still here.
Oh, so you wanted to talk about this. I just bring this up real quick. So they're going to Mars. When is this launching? And are we just hours away?
Yeah, we supposedly, if you go to the official webpage, we are under about hour and 20 minutes.
What the hell are they showing here?
This is, I went to Cosmos Sapiens, the channel. It says Launch Control Center. We've got an hour and 22 minutes to launch. And this is, I mean, look at the beautiful
More
landscape.
humiliate name of the channel now, no?
This is Cosmos Sapiens.
Cosmos Sapiens, yeah.
I don't know what it is, but you got 1,000 people watching this right here. Look at this.
Wait, what is this supposed to be?
Mars Mission Hope. It's the first ever mission to Red Planet.
Hope for.
So who's
a lot of hope.
I don't even know.
Yes,
this
very
is supposed
religious.
to be Mars that we're looking at.
Yes.
Okay.
You don't believe it? Come on.
No, it looks like Earth.
Let me type into this. Let me type in the chat. Hoax. See what happens.
No, Jared, no, please.
Oh, I did. It's too late. I typed it. This guy just
Someone
put
said
not flat. He put in there.
Yeah. Because every time you go to anything like this, dude, you'd be surprised. There's like 30% of people just like trolling, saying the Earth is flat.
Yeah, if Earth is round, why do you think these solar panels are flat? See the Google Earth, somebody says. This person says, is this original? Oh, man, I could just spend all day reading this chat, probably.
So funny.
Sadly. Wonder how long till they boot me for saying hoax. We've got 1,026 watching now. This is great. Started streaming 119 minutes ago. For an hour and 20 minutes, or for 2 hours, this guy's just been playing this loop of the Mars Vista.
No, it's live feed, Jared.
It's not live feed. Oh, shut up.
You can see, yes, growing plants if you pay attention.
Update. Mars mission to the Red Planet is scheduled to be launched atop a JAXA H-2A rocket on July 19th. This thing will crash, by the way.
Look at this. I mean, come on.
Look
at this photo.
So pretty. This is being taken by the remote control
Clearly
car
on
on
the Earth.
Mars. Yeah, it's clearly on the Earth. And as we've seen, Mars has mushrooms. We've seen those growing. Of course, NASA can't talk about that because it would make no sense, obviously. Thank you, Hendrik Alerts, for always supporting the show. Karina says, thank you guys for doing this. We love to do it. And Iru's going to talk a little bit about vaccinations, but first we're just enjoying the great vistas of the Red Planet, which, again, I'm crazy. I don't even think exists. But
so this says the mission duration's 2 years. Do y'all think it's they're going to go through with the whole process where they say it lands and everything, or does this thing crash?
I don't know a lot about it, but I think this one will crash.
You think this one will crash?
Yeah.
It's not going to land and do the whole rovering around and.
Wait, this isn't the Mars 2020 rover, is it?
I don't.
Okay.
Is it not? I thought it was maybe not. Emirates.
But guys, this is our last chance to survive. We must be, we are needed to be like a multi-planetary species. So this is our last chance.
Dude,
Elon failed. We are all crap,
Absolutely.
They're going to say they landed on Mars, and unfortunately, it's not inhabitable because they found the Rona.
Oh, no, it's there.
No, it's a Emirates Mars mission.
I wonder if
that's why I'm kind of
Mohammed bin Rashid Space Center, Emirati Space Organization.
Yes.
And the University of Colorado. They're doing it together, so.
Oh, so it is going to crash.
Oh boy, UAE. So that's the one that launches from down in like French Guiana, right? I think that's where UAE launches from. I don't know.
First ever interplanetary mission, they say.
What is Dave sending us now?
Yeah, it comes out of Japan, apparently, they say. Launches of Japan.
The launch is out of Japan?
Yeah, that's what. Let me give you the link here.
Okay. Well, it should be interesting to see what they fake next or what they crash next. And crashing always makes a lot more sense to me because you probably they insure these things, right? So they're insured for a bunch of money. They go up, they crash in the water, and then they get more money for it. It's a great little scam.
I wonder if the insurance companies are like, "Can we get some physical evidence of this crash, please?"
Well, they'll
Or they
just
pay them.
they'll just get showed the video. Here's the video. You see it launching. Where do you think it went? It had enough gas to go. What do you think? It went to the Tiddlywinks? You know.
That's crazy. So I guess I'll just make a CGI video of my truck exploding, and then I get some free money.
That's all you need.
Well, remember
It's a
what
great
the
scam.
Israeli mission was like, the Israelis to the moon, right? The recent one. There's the Indian Israelis, the same, that nothing happened at the end. And they had just one very bad image to show. It's pathetic.
Oh, this is the video. You want to talk about this? I'll move it over there real quick. This is the one that you're talking about that says the moon looks like the Earth. Oops, now I've screwed up.
It's a really strange video. I saw it in different Instagram account. I pick up the one from Research Flat Earth. That is the channel that I really recommend in Instagram and also in YouTube. And this is quite fast, how it's passing. But the fact is that when you start paying attention, it's really close. At least that is a word that we can use, but it's really close of what we saw in maps representing our surface features. So
Okay, so this is where I get confused. Is it inverted?
Yes, it's like a mirror reflection. That is why you can read.
Wow. Okay, so
as
that's
a
why
question,
New York is over here, and I get confused. If New York is over
How
here,
is this on the moon?
shouldn't the South Pole be here? I mean, shouldn't South America be here?
Man, this is one of these video that is on it's just interested,
Yes,
but it's
gotcha.
not.
That's
it's
where I was
not
getting
the-
confused because they were showing New York over here and LA over here. I'm like, okay, well, if that's the way it works, then wouldn't South be over here? But they show South here. I don't really get. I guess I don't understand mirror. Like they put California here and Mexico City here. So if California is here and New York's over here, then Mexico should be below this way, not this way. So that's where I was confused.
No,
but
well,
I do
but
see
it's
it.
like it's like not full inverted. It's like horizontal flip.
Right.
It's not.
That's
complete
why
inverted.
I'm mixing that up in my head. So I'd need to take a map and put it in a mirror and see, because you're probably right. I'm probably wrong. So,
But it's something that just for
just
as
for ideas.
entertainment.
Gotcha.
Right, it's not like 100% inverted. There's parts of it that they've inverted and kept other parts they kept the same, imitating the Earth. Is that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So how is that on the moon? Do they show that also? This is it here. How they figure it out? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Features. I mean, it's
Interesting.
not. Yeah, it's those things that.
So people looking
you
for that
just
can
saw.
go to research_flat_earth and that's Instagram?
Yes.
Okay.
That is his Instagram. It's a guy from Mexico. He upload really short videos and very nice video, not just in Instagram but also in YouTube. That he uploads in English, so I recommend that channel.
Things more uncomfortable than wearing a mask: gasping for air, coughing up blood, permanent lung damage, a ventilator, medical bill debt, burying someone you love, harming a stranger, dying prematurely. Grow up, be decent, and wear a damn mask. Grow up, wear a mask. Okay,
Wow.
be like us.
I thought
be
it
like
was the
everyone.
other way around. I thought it was like reasons not to wear a mask.
Yeah, so the last part is sarcastic, man. So, dude, I was on my Facebook, and I made a post that's like, all you people shaming others for not wearing a mask will be the same people that are saying you shouldn't be allowed to buy, sell, or trade, work, or travel without the vaccine. I said, you people make me sick, pun intended. And I had this girl get on there spiraling, saying, you're the one making everyone sick.
Of course.
And I tell her all the facts. And then she just says, oh, you think the earth is flat? That makes sense. You're an idiot. I'm like, dude, you can't even look at the facts. Like, these people don't want to know the truth. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm starting to see that all over. I mean, they just want to be, because it's too much for them to think that they've been fooled and that they don't have to be so afraid.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the problem, is that people are so afraid. And some of these truth channels out there that are spitting the mainstream narrative of masks are important and this virus is real and it's going to come get you and you're irresponsible if you tell people not to wear masks and you're going to be responsible for people dying, is just it comes from a place of fear in my mind.
Yeah, and then they've gone all out, obeying the authoritarian rules and policing other people, that you bring all that ego into it, that they're not going to look at any contrary evidence, because this is what's so crazy. It's like, according to them, the CDC says that, we can't even tell when we test you if you have the coronavirus that causes the common cold. We can't tell the difference. It says that on their website. And they say asymptomatic doesn't carry it, and that it's not to keep you from getting sick, keep other people from getting sick. But if you don't have any symptoms, you have to wear a mask. So it just doesn't make sense. And when you tell them even their official narrative that doesn't make sense, they still can't accept it. They're just like, no, I promise you're killing grandma. I'm like, dude, whatever, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. Oops, I guess I'm not showing this, but I just wanted to show what Rodrigo sent. So this is what they're launching. I guess it's not going to land on Mars. It says it will go to Mars orbit and hang around there. Because imagine that.
2 years.
Imagine that we're sending a little craft some 50 million miles into the black sky, and it's going to get to Mars, and then it will just slow down and hang out in orbit of Mars and go into a equatorial orbit and take pictures, and we'll get a new idea for and this costs $200 million, and people believe it. What are you going to do? Believe it if you want. It will do nothing for humanity. It will do nothing for your life. It will never add anything to your life, period, except for fantasy. And if you want that, enjoy yourself.
Yeah, it's for the Emirates to get some what do you call it, cultural capital.
Man, I hate space.com. I can't even stand some of these articles. Look at this. The universe's clock might have bigger ticks than we imagine. Shut the F up. What the hell does that even mean?
The sky is a clock, though. Hey, man.
It might have bigger ticks than we imagine. So
bigger ticks.
Oh, boy.
Oh, it's the Bindi space time.
Oh,
Maybe it's the aliens, the insect aliens, like ticks.
Believe me.
Believe me. All right, so that's what's going on here later today. If you're looking for something to do, check that out. I'm sure that'll be extremely great. This thing's going to launch up. It's going to head out over the water, and then it will slowly disappear from your site, and then they'll switch views to some sort of CGI. They'll tell you it's in orbit and that soon it will launch off to Mars, and everyone will be very happy and call that proof. Be great. Let's see. Iru's got something else for us. Iru, what's this? This looks like...
that is the doctor. Is in Spanish, so I believe you cannot turn off the sound here on Skype. But
if anybody from
this
Skype
woman,
is listening, then they need to do that. Be able to... Where's the volume control? Anyway, she tells you what now?
She told you, well, the volume control, I believe, is in the, if you leave your mouth on the microphone icon in Skype, you can download the headphones, but the problem is that you are not going to hear us. So don't try that. But that woman, let me just share my screen.
You want to share your screen? Yeah, be easier.
Yeah, completely.
Let's do that.
Okay, let me just share the screen.
Get this off here. Get this done.
Okay. So let me know if I'm presenting.
Yes.
Okay, that woman, which is is a family member of Karen B. At least you can tell for the hair style.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, right. But this woman, she's a virologist, and she decided to test the masks, so she takes 4 samples. The first one is just one make of silk. I believe that is the name of fabric, fabric, just standard mask. And that is the first sample. So that is what you get in terms of the bacterial that it's formed based on your own breath in that type of mask after wearing 1 day. All right?
Wait, how'd she get that? Sorry, I was organizing things over here and I couldn't. What is she pointing at here?
Bacteria.
Okay.
that is from your inside. It's a
I think
staphylococcus.
has she
That
cultured it from
yes,
from a sample. So she put it in the petri dish and let it
yes,
grow for a little bit to see what
yeah.
happened.
She just make the she take the mask and put over the petri dish for a second, just like that, and she take over the mask, and she did that with 4 different type of mask, and she cook that for 1 day in the special oven for growing bacteria, and to let it, the idea is to show us what you are breeding, that is only in 1 day of using the mask. All right, then you have, for example, the second sample is based on that typical pharmaceutical type of mask that you can buy, and you have, it less than the fabric type of a mask. And remember, the majority that you consume is not based on surgery type of mask. They are selling fabric mask, even with your own logos or some style on it.
Right.
So you are using the worst type of mask that you can use in terms of cooking or having bacteria population. Then she take the third sample is just surgery mask, but taking out right off the box, and it's not even that there are some only few bacterial growth, but that could be maybe because she touched with the hands, or maybe just simple for the contact in the box, but it's very clean in terms of the rest. So what I'm trying to say is that is the case of not use mask, and the other 2 samples are using mask, used mask, or I don't know how to say it.
Yeah, used mask.
And then the 4th sample is a mask using for a week on daily basis. Like the usually that no, that is another sample. Sorry, that is another one that she used and clean it. Maybe after 2 days she clean it and reuse the mask, and then is coming the 4th, the 5th sample, which is a mask that you can use on daily basis, and you never clean it, and you still using it, and there you have it. That is where you are breeding all the time. If you are those guys who use the mask, it's like a moon survey feature. Maybe here is New York. Here is
that would be hilarious if the second wave was caused because people are wearing masks.
Could be. and also bring the question that you can send contagious mask to sell if you want, for example, right?
Yeah,
I mean, what I'm trying to say, you can put whatever you want on the mask because nobody's going to detect it. Nobody. Why this type of thing? My question is why this type of things are not made by the WHO, World Health Organization? Why they don't address this and say to the people, well, this is our, just experiment or observation. So please use your mask, but clean it with this and that, because that is what you have if you use it for a week without clean it.
No, instead they just tell everybody wear one. Everybody has to wear one, and it's probably the same one, and they breathe on it, and it gets all full of gross bacteria, and then they put it on the next day. There's so many people that hang them from the little rear view mirrors in their cars. I see that. It's like the hip thing to do in California is if you drive around, talk about virtual signaling. Hang a mask from your rearview mirror, and people will bow down to you and be like, that person's a great person, great human being.
Yeah, someone said here in the chat that is how your tongue look like sometimes when you are sick, for example, and completely agree. And the fact is that you can have more risk using the mask that without it. Test proof, prove positive or whatever. I don't know how to say in English.
Yeah.
But the fact is that you're accumulating a lot of bacteria inside that mask. So, or you buy one new one every day, or you just clean it very.
The worst thing
very,
I've been hearing is
very
people
deep.
comparing it to the wearing of shoes or the wearing of shirts inside places or the wearing of seat belts. I mean, this is just.
It
makes
is
me
the
sick.
Cobra G.I. Joe. Remember that? That's what they had, like a face mask, like a ninja thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And what you're
guys,
saying,
what do you-
what you're saying is that you're suggesting that someone can sabotage masks and put poison in
That
it?
could be the case. I mean, if you think in a war situation, they can sabotage mask very easily. I mean they
Right.
can put, because nobody making tests on mask.
Oof.
You just,
Who
it's
knows what
something
it
like you
is?
trust when you go and buy it.
Right, because the product is made out, it may have particles that go inside your lungs as well as you breathe on it.
Mm-hmm.
So that could have that could have other effects. So wow, yeah, this is just terrible. Just
Yeah,
Hey
we are
guys,
leading with psychopaths. I mean,
what percentage of the population do you think hasn't worn a mask one single time?
Less than one.
Oh, easy.
here's very different. Here people are not wearing. You see the odd people.
Yeah, but
today.
he said what percentage of people haven't put on a mask yet?
Like one time, yeah. Like I haven't put one
I don't
on
know.
one time. I've been handed probably 20 of them, and I throw them right in the trash can. I haven't even thought about putting one on. I'm just saying that technically almost every single person in the world has cupped at least once to this ritual.
Yeah, and I
Isn't that
admit,
crazy?
I would love to say I was the only. I'm one of the only people that hasn't done it once, but I had to do it once because we went to. This is before we switched over to the midwives, but my wife and I had she had a doctor's appointment. I guess they didn't care to look at my uterus, but she had a doctor's appointment, and to get into the hospital where the doctor's appointment was, we had to put on a mask. So even I fell victim one time, but at least I only got one. So,
terrible.
yeah, it's terrible.
Like they're forcing it, like that's why the number's probably easily less than 1%. Like all my friends in the city I moved from, they can't go in any stores, and so at least they think that, so they're all cooking, So I'm just like, dang, bro, this is just hard to watch because I think it's a ritual, and so when people partake in it at all, I think it has a pretty profound effect,
And it's hard for me to know because yesterday we did a little bit of shopping, and when I go anywhere, I'm going with my wife, and we just both don't wear a mask, and I'm assuming people don't bother us because she's very, visibly pregnant. But again, I don't know if that's the case. I wonder if we both went in and she wasn't pregnant, if we would get more dirty looks. We don't get any looks. Nobody says anything. I'm assuming that that's the reason. So I got that luckiness going for me. I mean, in a couple months, that won't be there anymore, and then I'll get to really see, I guess.
Right.
Yeah, you're in a smaller community, right? You're not in a large city.
I don't know what people consider a large city. I mean, this city's pretty large. It's 60 or 70.
How many people?
70,000 probably.
Mm-hmm.
It's
not San Francisco though, like.
No. Yeah, nothing like that. It's not one of the Bay Area cities. We're out in the valley, where there's a city and then you drive for 15 or 20 minutes before you get to another big city. We're a little bit.
It's more laid back. Like in the city, would be a bit more difficult. You'd say or no?
I don't know because I haven't been there yet. But again, I think, because I think people would have. They would have a feeling for people that technically have a real medical condition, right? I mean, if you really have asthma, I could see where people are like, okay, well, that person doesn't have to wear a mask. So with somebody who's pregnant, it's pretty obvious that person shouldn't be wearing a mask, at least in my opinion, that if it's protecting others, right, that mother protecting her baby and not breathing in bacteria and, breathing in carbon dioxide is more important than her making sure she doesn't sneeze on your cucumber.
Yeah, getting oxygen is very important.
What if we just all walk around with little fake inhalers?
That's good. That might work. Just puffing on the inhaler.
I swear, I'll do that before I wear a mask, bro. I'll do anything I can come up with because if they're like, I have a medical condition, and they're not supposed to ask, but they can technically kick you out if it's private. You just pull out your inhaler. You're like, dude, I have asthma. Like, 100% of people basically are just going to be like, "Oh, okay, go ahead." You know, you pulled it out.
Where I'm confused, though,
this is what I did to get off the army. That's exactly what I did when I was 18. Because in Brazil, you're forced to enlist in the army, and when you're 18, you don't want to enlist in the army. And most people try to get away with it different ways. And the way I did is exactly what you said. I had an inhaler on me, and I had a report saying that I had to take certain kind of medicine. And I just presented that, and I had the inhaler around. And eventually, some of the other guys are like, "Yeah, you don't need that, right? You haven't even used it." But yeah, that was just the way that many people get desperate, because if you're forced into the army in Brazil, you have to spend a whole year against your will. So, but yeah, that could work.
So you can buy them. You can buy them for like, for, $20 or less. You can buy some for like $10. I see on here. So, yeah, dude, I might just do that. You spend $10, carry it around with you. I mean, if that's like that works perfect, because you would think if someone has asthma, they certainly shouldn't be prohibiting oxygen intake.
Yeah.
No. And again, I keep going back to what my sister said when I went and saw her for my mom's birthday. She was wearing a mask, and I'm like, "Kelly, don't you have asthma? Aren't you afraid of that?" And she's like, "Yeah." And she goes, "I just deal with it for the 10 minutes I go into stores or have to order something or whatever." And she goes, "But if I had to wear this at work, there'd be huge problems." And thank goodness she doesn't have to do that. But it just makes me sick to see family members like that. It's like, man, you shouldn't be wearing that. But again, they've been scared into believing that it's very important, and that if they don't, they're going to get sick, and if they don't, they're going to kill everybody. And they've convinced the world now that this is the the deadliest disease, and that it's so easily transmissible, but it also doesn't get most people sick. And so you might be just the deadliest disease there is, but you might be walking around and have it right now and just not know it. So all these things don't make sense.
And that's
it's so dangerous that you need to make a test to check that you have it.
Right. Yeah.
That's when it like becomes personal, right? Like what you're talking about, family members that have been scared into it. I have some older family members, and they're genuinely scared that they're like the target age group that's in danger. And so then it's like, I'm not being responsible or considerate of them by not wearing it. They genuinely have been scared beyond logic. And dude, that's like, now we have an issue, like it's like, personally, that's disgusting, bro. That's like horrific to do that to older people. And it's hard to break through that, because they think they're risking their lives. It's just ridiculous, man. I can't believe it's lasted this long. And they seem to be able to amp it up, and you would think it'd be the other way around. And that's what's the scariest part.
The other thing that's weird is, for some reason, and maybe again, this is why I don't watch too much mainstream news, and I think it's all a lie and it's all meant to divide. But they're acting like this mask issue is this huge issue. But don't they have that one like 95% to 5%? I mean, I don't understand why it's such a big deal for them. They've already cucked the entire world. Everybody's wearing a mask. And so
that's why I think it's like a ritual, dude, because it's like they're not satisfied with a vast majority of people. That's like they need everybody or something.
Yeah, it's so ridiculous. And again, I mean, if everything they're saying is true, then this should go away soon, because everybody's wearing masks. And I'm doing less shopping, and I'm doing less going out because I don't want to participate. And
is there another kind of test? Are you taking blood?
Yeah, go ahead.
For the vaccine.
Oh, for the...
Yeah, and just looking at what they're showing here, they say they're taking blood samples. Yeah.
Again, I encourage people to get more
vaccines. Need to check that you have coronavirus inside your body to make the vaccine test. If you don't have it, it's...
Who knows how the hell they say they're doing these tests and coming up with a vaccine.
Yeah, guys, you want to actually get everybody sick? Make 70% of the people take a vaccine. That's actually how you would do it.
Right.
This is Argentina. What I'm showing. Our presidents and blah blah blah. I just put that in the background while you are talking. If you want to, I can put your own president. For me, it's the same, man.
It's the same one. Either one. Yeah. Either or.
It's the Fauci.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to hire you to.
Yeah, I'm jealous. I'm pissed actually.
Yeah, dude. My streams look absolutely terrible.
Thanks
like a 5-year-old just stumbled up on the internet.
Right. It looks like I started doing YouTube 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Mine's bad, bro. So
just leave.
I really will.
Just leave that up.
You,
just leave that up for a while so people think that's my stream. And I speak Spanish now.
No, but the fact is that we have the vaccine now. I mean,
so exciting.
So if you want to, we can address the topic now.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's do it.
Okay. No, I just gonna make very quickly. Let me just remember. Let's go like in a timeline.
Yes, whatever you want to do. It's making me sick. This whole vaccine talk and.
You can hear the sound, right?
Oh no, we don't hear sound.
Ah, well, sorry. That was my fault. Let me just.
That's why I keep interrupting. Nothing.
Yes, no. I assume when you start talking over. Okay, now.
I want to update you on the next stage of.
Now you can hear it.
Si, senor.
Yeah.
Okay.
This momentous medical initiative. It's called Operation Warp Speed. That means big and it means fast. A massive scientific, industrial, and logistical endeavor unlike anything our country has seen since the Manhattan Project. Its objective is to finish developing and then to manufacture and distribute a proven coronavirus vaccine as fast as possible. Again, we'd love to see if we could do it prior to the end of the year. We think we're going to have some very good results coming out very quickly. It's very important.
And this is for me one of the key part, because when you hear this, with vaccine or without vaccine, we are back. Of course, you have a lot of people that interpret that as, okay, nobody's going to need a vaccine. For me, my interpretation, because of course we are all assuming what this guy wants to say, because nobody is inside of the heart and mind of Donald Trump. The fact is that, for me, my interpretation is that we are going to back in terms of the reopening of the country, but that doesn't mean that you don't have to use the vaccine when it's ready to use. You know what I'm trying to say? I mean,
vaccine or no vaccine, we're back, and we're starting the process. And in many cases, they don't have vaccines, and a virus or a flu comes, and you fight through it. We haven't seen anything like this in 100 and some odd years, 1917. But you fight through it, and people sometimes, I guess, we don't know exactly yet, but it looks like they become immune, or at least for a short while and maybe for life. But you fight through it. But what we'd like to do, if we can, is the vaccine. I think we're going to be successful in doing it, and hopefully by the end of the year.
And this is a really, not all, but like 1 month ago. Of course, after this, Donald Trump is keep pushing the vaccination, and one of the last video is when I can't find it right now, but when he referenced that they are working with Glaxo and the Oxford Institute, and they are almost ready. In fact, there is a web page where you can track and follow in so-called real-time type of phases of the progress of vaccines. So right now we have 155 vaccines, 31 is in human trials, and this is all the candidate for the approved vaccine. Here is the mRNA 1273, which is the Moderna vaccine. I don't know why they are still keeping in phase 1, because right now this vaccine is on phase 3. That is why you have all the Moderna shares jump as much. 16% of the company say coronavirus vaccine trial, blah 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 blah. But the fact is that they are related, of course, the vaccination and the business, as always. That is nothing new. But there you have, for example, the questioning of the scientist community to the vaccine in market, right? And the one who is on all news is Moderna. And Moderna, of course, is a company not founded but supported by Bill and Melinda Gates. And this is the first time that they're going to use this type of vaccine in humans, which is going to reconfigure your RNA, right? That is the key point questioning this type of vaccination. But the fact is that they are ready to they are actually doing it, and not just United States, but you have, for example, and sorry for this unorganized presentation right now, but for example, here is the well, this is Russian TV in Spanish. Sorry for the Spanish part, but they are all presenting the vaccine link with the business. This guy is an economist that is talking about that the when United States go out from the WHO founded money support, they are all those money they give it to this type of laboratory. So that is something that at least to have in mind, because a lot of people celebrating that Donald Trump announced the retirement of United States to support monetary the WHO organization, but in fact is that first of all he leaves the fields to Bill Gates, which is now he's the biggest support in terms of the WHO institution. And then he also used that money to put in labs. It's not just that, okay, we're going to give that money to the people. No, they transferred that money to this type of companies, which is something that at least you need to, take into consideration. Then you have, for example, this is in Argentina and all Spanish countries, they are announcing like a glory thing that we have access to Moderna laboratory and we are ready to start testing on humans the vaccine. He said Moderna produced the vaccines with enough antibodies to neutralize the virus, and they show this type of galaxy background radiation virus. But this is on mainstream 24 hours. People are like celebrating the most important achievement in the last century that we have that. Here in Argentina, they are given, for example, to 3,000 military members from the military organization. They are not using regular patient right now.
So they're already giving the vaccines right now?
They are testing.
To the trials.
This is like, yes, the final trial. This is like, and they are talking like, well, the secondary effects is very almost none, because it's just some pain in the head, some skin problems where you are injected,
Not
and
much.
just.
I accept Big Pharma as my personal savior. Just putting that out there so people understand.
Exactly.
Yes.
And then you have, for example, Russia announced also the vaccination, and they are also using in military members. It's correct, like I said, army members. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. So here is the, this is the typical images and video, but they are testing first in the military area, and then supposedly it's going to transfer and start making it on people. But the fact is, and of course you also have China doing this. Let me just this, I believe this is in English.
We've made development and deployment in China, when available, will be made a global public good. This will be China's contribution to ensuring vaccine accessibility and affordability in developing countries. China will provide $2 billion over 2 years to help with COVID-19 response. and with economic and social development in affected countries, especially developing countries. All along, we have acted with openness, transparency, and responsibility. We have provided information to the WHO and relevant countries in the most timely fashion. We have released the genome sequence at the earliest possible time. We have shared control and treatment experience with the world without reservation. We have done everything in our power to support and assist countries in need.
Then you have all the rest of president, with the same narrative.
Better diagnostics, treatments, and a safe and effective vaccine.
COVID-19 diagnostics, therapeutics and vaccines.
Largement du développement et du déploiement rapide de diagnostics, vaccins et traitements efficaces.
Universal access to vaccination, treatment and diagnostics.
Equitable access to new COVID diagnostics, therapeutics and vaccine.
We must all work together on improving diagnostics, accelerating therapies, and ultimately developing a vaccine.
We need to make
amazing how all
vaccines,
these guys have
treatment,
the same
and
lines.
diagnostics accessible to everyone.
Vaccines, treatments, and diagnosis will be the most effective way to do it.
We need new diagnostics, vaccines, treatments, and an equal distribution to all.
On equitable access to diagnostics, treatments, and vaccines.
And affordability of the vaccines, therapeutics, and diagnostics.
In order to develop adequate treatments and vaccine.
So
Puppets,
everyone
puppets,
is...
puppets.
Yeah, completely puppets. But the fact is that all works for these labs. And remember, for example, when Donald Trump talked about, I mentioned before the hydroxychloroquine, that is because he has money put on those labs. But also with remdesivir. The remdesivir treatment, it costs $5,000 per patient.
Mm-hmm.
So when this, the Donald Trumps go out there and say, no, but we have therapeutics and we can use, look how the results of the remdesivir is doing great and blah, blah, blah. It's because he and a lot of other people have money on that. So the first 2, 3, 5 months is going to use this type of therapeutics, but then it came the vaccine. So they are not going to lose this business. No way of that. I mean, they are producing right now. So maybe, we have maybe a percentage of people that they are not going to use it. And maybe they are not going to create this immunity passport, which I believe they are going to do it. But maybe could be something like the the pig vaccine, which is the influenza, that type of, how you call, Rodrigo, la gripe porcina?
The common cold, you mean?
No, common cold, no, the flu from the pigs.
Swine flu.
Yeah, the swine flu event, they create all this scenario and then nothing happens. I don't believe this is going to be the case because this time they push this so far that they cannot, maybe make like nothing happens in terms of the vaccination because they are creating this new speed warp event or
I agree.
operation
it would be
speed warp.
Terrible for science if they came out and said now, oh, we can't make a vaccine. So it's coming.
Wanted to use it. And for me, they are aiming to this situation where, if you don't want to put it, it's okay, but you cannot go into work, you cannot leave your country, you cannot go to school, you cannot this, you cannot that, you cannot the other. Because that is, for me, the immunity passport that they want to use, in terms of health conditions.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, it's, for example, this article is from May 19, so from today, and they start, for example, criticize or put in, articles talking about the scientists raise question about Moderna vaccine in market shaking report, And everybody talks about the same topics that we talk here in terms of this is the first time that you're going to produce a vaccine only in 6 months, 8 months, when the typical times for develop a vaccine is 5 years. So what do you want to expect in terms of the efficiency of the vaccine? Who is going to be of course, the third country, for example, something that happened here in Argentina was that in March, our president announced that Argentina is going to be the candidate in terms of the Latin America to test the vaccination, because we did so great things in terms of the controlling the virus, because we shut down our country very quickly, so we don't have a lot of people get with infection, and we follow all the orders from the WHO institution. So we are a really good country following orders. So the prize for that, the trophy for doing that is now we are the population where is going to be one of the, we are going to be the testers, the beta testers of the vaccine, because we did the things right. And the other countries is going to be United States.
The lab rat, what do you call it?
The lab rats, exactly. And here in Argentina, we have, let me see if I can, sorry for my unorganized thing, but
no problem.
Here, for example, in 2011, and not just in those times, but also, let me just...
people in the chat were pointing out, too, that your article is from May 19th. That's 2 months ago, just so you know. You said it was today.
Sorry. Yeah. Well, sorry. I read, sorry. Okay. Yes, this is another one talking about sorry. Well, there you have the also that they have been talking about this, right? From a long time ago, and they did it. The fact is they did. I saw the number, the 19 number, and I believe was for example, here in Argentina, we have this documentary talking about Glaxo. And you can transfer this to our days, because
France is the biggest consumer of medicine in Europe, and every year 500 new drugs are poured into the French market. But before they make their way into our medicine cabinet, they have all been tested by human guinea pigs who loan their body to science. Today, half the clinical trials done by Western countries are being conducted in emerging markets. For the last 5 years, Argentina, with a population of 41 million, has become the favorite destination for the big pharmaceutical companies. In Santiago del Estero, one of the poorest...
They came to our country and select one of the poor state here in Argentina. So you have people that you say, I can give you $30 if you sign this paper, or 400. In this case, I believe was $400. $400. You sign this paper, everything is going to be okay, and nothing is going to happen, and you give your body for the science.
And you probably can't sue them anyway, right? You can't sue them if something happened anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah, you sign it off. And also, that's the practice they do with all kinds of drugs, right? Vaccines everywhere, and they push it. They do it in Africa. They do it in India, and always they target poor communities and people are desperate.
Exactly.
It's horrible.
And then you have the GSK, GlaxoSmithKline.
Tested on thousands of babies, the drug Synflorix, a new vaccine against meningitis, otitis, and pneumonia. Susanna and her husband go once a month to the graveyard, where their son Louis is buried.
So you can see the result. They go to the cemetery to
visit their child.
Yeah, to visit her child, exactly. So, for example, here you can see the type of target they are selecting, how they, they test with this type of child is horrible. And the woman, it's just like he said, like, it's supposedly they are going to test a new vaccine and everything's going to be okay. We signed the papers. and they told me that nothing is going to happen to our child, and 2 days later the child is dead. And for example, when they ask for the doctors that are involved on this, let me just comment here, maybe.
Understanding.
This is the paper that you signed, to not complain to the pharmaceutical company.
Susanna signed this contract with GSK without fully understanding what it was about.
Era cantidad de papeles que no íbamos a leer, lo lógico ahí. Ellos te explicaban, estaban una doctora, una...
Well, she's saying what is subtitled, but I mean, they give you so many papers that you are not going to read, in that place, and you sign it and give your child to
GSK
science.
conducted its trials in that clinic. These images were taken in 2008 for a national TV show that was cancelled the day it was due to be broadcast. Enrique Smith, who works for JSK, was in charge of the trials and also happens to be the brother of the Minister of Health.
The brother of the Minister of Health here in Argentina.
He denies the existence of any unethical conduct. His interview hasn't been released yet.
Quien acepta prestar consentimiento o no pasa privadamente a ser leído donde se les explica absolutamente todo. Se les entrega copia para que la puedan leer, y si no quieren firmar hoy, firman mañana, si la quieren consultar. Y de hecho, hemos tenido, como en todos los estudios clínicos, madres que luego de leer el consentimiento han dicho no. Y hemos tenido madres que han dicho que sí, que han confiado en que esto es algo positivo. Y siempre en presencia de un testigo independiente.
So the doctors and nurses didn't put any pressure on mothers?
Absolutamente, mire.
And that is all lie, because they pressure so much the mothers and things like that. So what I'm trying to show with this example is that I believe we are entering the same type of phase. They select and they target poor countries, and they are going to test it. The reports of the secondary effects maybe is going to be diminished, and wash.
You said they paid $400 per person for this.
Yes. In
how
2000
much is that for an Argentinian?
No, but that was in 2011. It's okay. No, yeah, but at that time it wasn't a lot. It's like now you have received $100 to make the test. So
and that's still a lot.
That is very cheap. That is very cheap for the pharmaceutical companies. Right? Yeah, they select people. All these. They are the lobbyists. They know how to target people.
Terrible. It says on the screen now that they told people that if you have any problems here, call this number, and they gave it to people who are poor and don't have phones.
Yes, exactly. Oh. And also they are paying, for example, in this part of the documentary, they tell you how they also blackmail doctors. No, blackmail. Sorry, I mean they incentivate. Sorry for my English. They give money to the doctors, so they reward doctors. So the doctor select people and convince people to give them. I mean, how cheap is for Glaxo doing this type of test?
Right.
Instead of going in a normal and usual test.
You know what I heard today, which is crazy? It's like they haven't been given permission. They haven't gone through the human trials yet, but they're already making millions of these vaccines. They're already done. It's already being done by Moderna and stuff like that. It's not like they are. They have a little batch that they're going to test. It's since they're done. Before the tests have even happened, they're making millions because they want to have 350 million doses for just the United States alone.
Yeah, and right now, this is a video from 2 days ago. I'm gonna show it directly from WhatsApp, but this is right now in our country. It's a woman that gave birth, and in the hospital, it came like a governmental agent with a paper saying that a judge create this contract because you need to vaccinate your child on the easy way or in the bad way.
No, por favor.
Wow.
But I am not going because it's not subtitle. But this woman gave birth. She didn't want to vaccinate the child. So this guy came with the order from a judge and say, you are obligated to vaccinate your child.
Disgusting.
Nice way or in the bad way. But you need to vaccinate it. So the woman, the only thing that the woman said is, okay, I am not have any problem to vaccinate my child, but I want someone to be responsible if something happened to my child. I have here a paper and I want the authorities in the hospital, the director of the hospital, the government, whatever.
Someone
pay with their own money and whatever they have if something happened to my child. And they came with to the hospital. They came with the police, and she was obligated to vaccinate the child right now in his face directly. And then you have, this is the final video where there are the doctors vaccinating the child. There you have the police agent there. Look how, how traumatic for the person could be something like this.
Oh my God, I would go crazy. I don't know what I would do.
Me
if
neither.
something
I'm
like that happened.
so happy that you and I don't have to deal with this, Rodrigo. So happy.
My God, that is just chilly, horrible.
Yeah, but this type of thing never happened before in Argentina. This is like the first year because it was so many people wake up to the vaccination, agenda that the government start getting crazy because no one wants to vaccinate their child. So what they gonna do with all that kind of business? And it's crazy, man. I mean, when you see that type of real life event, when you are receiving like police in your
tiny
own
baby
room
like that,
wow, man, it's
tiny baby just
maybe
born.
Exactly, maybe nothing happened to that child. I hope that, but maybe something happened, and if something happened, who is going to be the responsible for doing that? Nobody. Nobody. So what is that? What they are doing right now, for me, it's very sick and psychopath. But they bring. This is the official Facebook account for our president, and they are so happy to be this meeting with Glaxo employers and sign all the things to have our vaccine. With Pfizer. No, sorry, no Glaxo, with Pfizer. And that is
the thing
a
is,
reality. It's a reality.
These companies, their budget, the amount of money they have is more than countries have in many cases.
Exactly. Yes. Especially these countries.
They have that power, and that's a lot of power. In that case, it's terrible, and they have immunity as well to get away with killing people. It's crazy.
Yeah, and there you have
something that. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No. Sorry, Rodrigo. I mean, they have all the news here. If you type Pfizer in Argentina, all the news is that everyone is happy because Pfizer is going to test, and once for all, we're gonna come to the new normal. Because this is the narrative for getting back to where we were before. We need the vaccine. If not, it's going to be impossible. Nobody's going to be, again, out on the street if they don't have the vaccine. That is the narrative here.
What about people protesting, like the ones that were protesting the New World Order and stuff?
Nothing happened. Nothing happened. I mean, we don't receive any type of military or police officers to trying to,
stop it.
Stop it, yeah. But the fact is that
but
we are
I guess.
Yeah, and we are in the worst situation like ever before, at least from that I was born, in terms of the economic, the political things, all these COVID-19 thing, and it's crazy. I mean, the unemployment here rise like 70%. You know, I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. I don't know how much people. I don't know how many people are, you know, no, I'm not saying dying, but getting into some type of psychological disease that
So
maybe
many.
they're never going to recover. I don't know.
So many. And right now, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but we have government giving people money. So, of course...
Welcome to Argentina, man.
Yeah.
That was one of the first things they did.
Yeah, they give you, I mean, so again, people are going to be able to hang around for a little while, but it's all going to be for naught. And then you're going to have some sort of massive inflation, of course, and then, you know, eventually our money won't be worth anything. That's what happens when you hand out money. I mean, if you can just print money, yeah, you could, it's great. Here's $1 billion, here's 10 billion, here's $1 trillion. Pass it out to all the people. All the people are very happy, and they don't realize that that just makes money worth less and less and less. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's like a universal salary.
Yeah, and that's what people want. I mean, people think they want that, but they don't realize that that's communism. And if you trust in communism, well, then you have a few rich people at the very top, and of course, everybody at the bottom. You're not in that club. You're not in the top club, so you will just get poorer and poorer, and they'll never be. And then there's no middle class. It's just lower class, the poor, and the ultra rich, and we're going in that direction, obviously.
Have you seen what happens when those economies collapse? Like in Africa, there's examples, Libya, other places where people are carrying bushels of money to get a loaf of bread.
Wheelbarrows full of cash, and that's why you have you can go to their cash and they have like a $1 billion bill, because it's just worth nothing. At that point, it's like eventually there'll be $1 billion.
In Brazil in the 1980s, the inflation was so crazy. They had this investment, it was an overnight investment, can make money overnight. And what they did with the money would devalue by the thousands. So they started cutting zeros from the money and stamping the notes with stamps saying this is now worth, instead of 10,000, is worth 10. And that's how they were doing it then. But it was insane as well at that time. There were many different things. At one point, the president decided to freeze the value of our money in the exact same value as the dollar, and that created a whole other thing. That basically screwed up the whole economy. There's so many things like this that happened. It's insane. Another guy, Collor, who got impeached. He basically, imagine if the president comes and says, anybody who has more than $20,000, you only have access to $20,000 and nothing more, for example, or even less. And they did that overnight, and people knew about it before, so they took all their money out of the bank. But essentially, your account was froze. Everybody in the country had their accounts froze, and the commerce stopped. So. Who knows what they could be planning for now? It's just
could happen here.
It just seems so stupid. It's so stupid. Why do something like this when you can be making things get better? Actually, this is what I don't get about the whole thing. It's just so much madness.
No, it's so much madness. Yes, but they. I mean, everyone is. Behind the vaccination. Nobody's going to stop. No politician is going to stop this. In fact, they are pushing this. They are putting money on that. So the people that believe that the savior story, one more time, they are going to hit the head to the wall, man. I mean, it's no way that they are going to lose all this business. No way. And
they're all in the pockets of these mega pharmaceutical corporations.
Yeah, and I was making yesterday. I was making a report on Steve Bannon figure once again, and this guy is amazing because, for example, look at the book. Because we really like the books. This is official tweet from Brazil, because of course Bolsonaro is another one, is one of the president that they are friend with Donald Trump, and Steve Bannon helped the Brazilian government to rise up. In fact, this is, I translated to English, but to Spanish, sorry, but this official tweet is in English, and he said, I don't know if you, Rodrigo, can address this translation.
Yeah, the American strategist, political strategist Steve Bannon has got. I mean, I guess he met with these two influential characters. Olavo de Carvalho is one that has actually said nice things about the flat Earth or something like this. He's known.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the flat earthers are kind of like, he claimed, you cannot see the curvatures and whatever. And he's just someone who has a YouTube channel, I guess, now, and supposed to be the guru of the president. But and that's what they're saying here, that Olavo de Carvalho and Steve Bannon had influenced a lot the results of the presidential elections of these two countries. I guess Alan dos Santos is from another country.
Yeah, and the book that Carvalho write is this particular book, which is this one, The USA and the New World Order, Debate. That's the book that Steve Bannon wants, to give support. I didn't read it. I don't know if he talk about the USA and the New World Order in terms of defeated the New World Order. But I don't believe, because this guy is very aware of the all so-called conspiracy, because that is why he used Cambridge Analytica to push and create the QAnon thing and all the savior things. And there is a very interesting talk that he gives in Oxford University. If you type, and I really recommend it for everyone, Steve Bannon. He came to Argentina 2 weeks ago. That's another thing that, But this interview is about an hour and 12 minutes. It's in Oxford University. And of course, if you hear it, they say a lot of things that maybe people like us want to hear. But the fact is that it's all fabricated. It's the way of the... Yeah.
I was going to ask, just actually make a comment that I was thinking about this the other day because of the similarities of the campaigns. This, and I was thinking Cambridge Analytica, the idea there from what you showed us is to really understand how the internet works, how you can infuse it with information and control using slogans and certain symbols. And I started kind of thinking about this and thinking back with the Brazilian elections, the way that Bolsonaro was using social media, the way that he was saying things that people wanted to hear.
He was advised by Steve Bannon and Cambridge Analytica, and here in Argentina too.
And then, it basically, it made a lot of sense to me to just kind of like, exactly. That's how they're running campaigns now. They set it up years before, and they have these people prepped up to come in and do their bidding.
Yeah, in fact, for example, in some part of the I believe it's 42 minutes, he talks about the conspiracy thing, because remember, this guy was infiltrated in 4chan, like, I don't know, maybe 4 years before creating the campaign for Donald Trump. So that is a very key thing, because 4chan is where it's all this QAnon thing is related. And someone asked, maybe you don't understand where it came, but what I want to share is that this guy is very aware of everything. That is why they create this narrative, like the New World Order and Donald Trump be against the New World Order and things like that. So let me just play this very quickly.
I appreciate that you've drawn a distinction there very clearly between ethnic nationalism and civic nationalism and the binding power. But do you worry that it's difficult for someone like President Trump to say they're merely a civic nationalist, with rhetoric about immigrants being rapists and terrorists, particularly in light of the demonization of the migrants and refugees in what he calls the George Soros-funded caravan. And I worry that these anti-Semitic conspiracy theories, in fact, taint the economic or civic message that you purport.
Look, the Party of Davos, the economic, managerial, scientific, engineering, cultural elite, right? The World Economic Forum and its spawns, you know, the mindset. It's not the Jesuits. It's not the Freemasons.
It's like, you know, the nice thing is that he started with the Jesuits.
It's not the
Jesuits.
It's not the Jesuits. Nobody talks about Jesuits right now. Why he talk about Jesuits? Well, that is because he is a Jesuit, at least in terms of the education that he received, because he's very proud to be a scholar by Jesuit universities. He also works in Goldman Sachs in the 80s, and that is why he compare working in Goldman Sachs like be in the Jesuit order. And let me just finish this.
Engineering, cultural elite, right? The World Economic Forum and its spawns, you know, the mindset. It's not the Jesuits. It's not the Freemasons. It's not the Illuminati. It's not the Vatican. It's not the protocols of the elders of Zion. It's in your face. There's no conspiracy. It's the way the system works.
So
wow.
He's very aware of everything, and that's
he literally
why
just named everybody involved, bro.
Everybody involved, exactly. And that why he named it, because it's in our face. That is what we're talking about so many times before. I mean, there is so many proof that these are the power, these companies or these guys are in power, that they cannot hide anymore. So they need to control the narrative. They are not telling us nothing new right now.
Yeah, it's all those groups together, right? He makes it sound like you might think they're not actually working together.
Exactly.
Well, if people started waking up to a new world order, the way that you would do it is you wouldn't deny it. You would come out and be on the forefront of supposedly acknowledging it, and you would shift the view over to the parties that aren't guilty. You know, that's how you do it.
Yeah, even the whistleblower, the guy who works and help the Steve Bannon to, you know, create the Cambridge Analytica, the nerd, you know, they also know, so they always choose and target young boys and very intelligent or capable young boys that, and this is the tactics. They create things and they erase it. Once they accomplish the mission, they erase it, like the Cambridge Analytica itself. Once the Cambridge Analytica get, do what they need to do, they erase it. And they blame the director and goodbye. Nobody talks about anymore about Cambridge Analytica because it just, accomplished the mission. So this guy is very interested because he wrote a book called Mindfucked, and there is when he, and don't take that this interview is on CNN, because CNN, Fox News, everybody belong to the Bilderberg group, so it's the same thing. It's not, no, because CNN is against Donald Trump, but Fox News is with Donald Trump. No, man, it's everybody is in the same boat, and we are not in it. So for me, I really take what the guy said because it's fit perfectly with reality. That is the only thing that I care. So I'm gonna play. This is 3-minute video. It's okay.
Yeah. After that, we should go watch the Mars launch. It's getting funny. All the little, all the Arabs are in the little control room, all wearing masks. It's hilarious.
Okay, this is the last video, and you can know where it's all the narrative of the deep states and Drone the Swamp and all that kind of words came from.
Now, Christopher Wiley, a former research director for Cambridge Analytica who blew the whistle on the firm. You describe what you built as it's called a psychological warfare weapon.
Steve believes in something called the Breitbart Doctrine, which is that in order to change politics, you first have to change culture because politics is downstream from culture. And in order to fight a culture war, you need an arsenal of information weapons. And who better to go to than a company like SCL, which is a military contractor based in the UK, to help set up those information weapons. And we went from no data to harvesting all of this data off of Facebook and then combining it with all this the consumer data sets and voter data sets.
At the behest of Steve Bannon?
Yeah, because he wanted to. The company got funded in the spring of 2014, and he wanted to be able to have a functioning program in time for the midterms. So, we had sort of a Steve Bannon and a billionaire breathing down our necks, trying to go, where's the data, where's the algorithms, where's our information weapons. I know that Alexander Nix was going and meeting with Corey Lewandowski in the spring of 2015, before Trump had even announced that he was running. When they were still working for Ted Cruz. I don't know why they had that meeting, but you'd have to ask Cambridge Analytica. We were testing all kinds of messages and all kinds of imagery that included images of walls, people scaling walls. We tested Drain the Swamp. Testing ideas of the deep state and the NSA watching you, and the government is conspiring against you. And a lot of these narratives, which at the time would have seemed crazy for a mainstream candidate to run on, those were the things that we were finding, that there were pockets of Americans who this really appealed to, and Steve Bannon knew that because we were doing the research on it. And I was surprised when I saw, the Trump campaign, and it, started, talking about, building walls or draining the swamp. And I'm remembering in my head, wait, we tested this. I know that we were testing these narratives, well before Trump had even announced. I have it confirmed from, Cambridge Analytica's lawyers in writing that they had a meeting in early 2015, in the spring of 2015, before they announced. And the bizarre thing about it is that they were already working for Ted Cruz. So how in the span of 2 months did they actually build something different? I share a lot of responsibility for setting up this company that is grossly unethical, that has, operated not just in America, but around the world in ways that I think are, morally egregious. I played a significant role in setting up that company, and I feel like it is my duty to tell people, what this company does. I can't express how much regret that I have for playing a role in setting it up.
So there you have it. Psychological warfare applied directly to our freedom. Directly, man. Without even...
Wow, this is incredible.
Yes.
Thank you for this, Ido. This is very interesting. And when you're looking at the patents that they have for automatic news making and all these other things, you understand how these things work. It makes perfect sense, mining all this data.
Yeah, I'm going to prepare for the next week on Friday lunch, if you want, Jeran, and everyone is agree. I'm going to prepare the Cambridge Analytica thing that I prepare in Spanish, but in English, because it's very interested to understand what's going on in the domestic politics.
Please, that sounds great.
Okay.
Yeah, I would love to see that.
I'm going to stop sharing right now.
I consider it a foregone conclusion that this psychological operation is going to happen, and it's going to ramp up in the next 5 months. It'll be really, really ramped up in the final 3 months leading up to the election, and it's really going to look like they're going to try to look like they're draining the swamp and fighting the deep state. And we haven't even seen it really begin yet. And I would bet everything I have on it. It's pretty obvious, especially if this plan was originated years and years ago. It seems pretty obvious that and you can see why they would do it. It's going to probably work very well.
Yeah. Mitsubishi.
Yeah, they had the...
It's powered by Mitsubishi.
They had the room before. It was great to see all the guys with their little masks on. And the other funny thing that was happening is I was watching the chat, and there was all kinds of classic things being said, mostly fake things. Like there's one person who keeps writing the same thing about this person, No Donnelly, which is funny because I went searching YouTube for that person's channel just to prove to myself that that person even existed. And if you go to channel here, you'll see it says no results found, which is weird.
Yeah, because it's in the artificial intelligence used by Steve Bannon right now in your chat.
Yep. And you could just see, because you just keep scrolling back and the person keeps saying the same thing. Mars is between the size of Earth and the moon. Saying that, Mars is smaller size than the Earth and bigger size than the moon. And they just keep saying that over and over and over again in this
affirmations. Affirmations to catch people.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can watch the person say it over and over, and there's different people saying different things. But then all of a sudden, the person put on members-only chat because there was some people saying this was fake. And now there hasn't been one message after that. So it makes me happy to know that nobody's a member of this channel. So don't go join Cosmos Sapiens. There's 0 members, obviously, if there's not been a chat in 5 minutes. So I hope they go back indoors so we can see the guys. Like half the guys had their mask around their neck, which is just hilarious. The other ones are constantly touching it to readjust it. It's hilarious. I'm like, okay, please show. Now that I've gone here, don't not show us again. So we'll see how soon. And we are about to launch in 3 minutes and 35 seconds. So it's very exciting.
Wow.
Illuminati.
333.
Let's hear if there's any sound. I don't know what they're talking about. Let's see. I don't really hear anything.
I can translate Chinese.
Thank you. I need it. What is going on with this one?
Yeah, but this is not from Chinese, I believe. So.
I don't know what it is.
It's supposed to be Arabic.
They didn't look like they were in China, but yeah, it looked like they were. They were all guys wearing the whole white suit with the I don't know what it's called that they wear. I want to say.
No, I was influenced by Mitsubishi logo. That is why I talk about.
So nice.
China, Japan.
There we go. Come on.
It's Japan.
Yeah, Nippon. There you have it.
2 minutes 56
What if
seconds.
this explodes?
It probably will.
I mean,
but that'd
I'm
be
so
my vote, because then they get a bunch of money.
It might as well be entertaining,
Yeah, let's see, 2 minutes 45 seconds. Go back in the room so we can see all the guys with their masks. It's hilarious. I don't want to do it. I don't know.
I think it's a scale model. I mean,
is there another? Well, it's right here next to the ocean. It's very easy to launch this out and have it dunk out in the ocean. It must be fun. They clear the area, they clear the lane, make sure no boats are out there. I think humans have the ability to launch missiles, not very far, but they can launch this out past where people can see quite easily. And then you can make up a whole story around it. And you're right, Austin. I mean, if it crashes, the great thing about that is you get the insurance money, and you can also ask Congress for more money, get more money from your citizens. Let's see here. We're down to... Oh, I don't see a launch timer anymore.
Oh, and I think the biggest value of the crashing would be it kind of justifies them constantly putting off these missions because they're so dangerous.
Absolutely, yeah. And how hard space is, right? I mean, we keep trying, poor humans. We did launch people inside one of these, 238,000 miles away, and they got out and played golf. We were able to do that, but 50 years later, it's tough to get this thing up in the air, let alone 238,000 miles away. But again, nobody will see it that way. Why? Because they've been built this idea of how great space is and how miraculous it is and how we need to go there. And, again, so
and even when people supposedly die, they milk that, right? They use that in their own behalf anyway. Even with the disasters, right? Makes it, what you're saying, even more inspiring, I guess. It's so hard. It's a sacrifice for the nation, sacrifice for humanity. Right?
Why are we still sending phallus symbols up into space anyway? Can we not get some better technology, dude?
Nope, that's it forever and ever.
UFO flying saucers.
It's forever and ever. It's just going to be phallic symbols. That's it. I don't know when this is supposed to go off. Of course, there's no more chatting here, even though people are showing up to watch. 3,300 people watching, but not one member.
Well, he probably did that thinking a ton of people would roll in, get memberships, and he makes some good money.
And he's learning real hard. It didn't happen.
No one's doing it.
I've never turned membership on my channel, but I guarantee if I did, I would have more members than 0.
Yeah.
I'd have at least 1, which is more than this guy's got going for him. And he's got 172,000 subscribers. So more subscribers than me, but no members. All right, let's go push this thing out in the water and then show us some CGI and tell us in 2 months that it got to Mars. I was going to say Mexico. It's more of a
2 years mission. Not
it takes 2 years to get there? Get out.
Yeah.
No. 2 years to get there. I don't know. The mission itself.
Yes,
is 2
2-year
years mission.
I don't know. Yes. What is the time it takes to get to Mars?
Terminated.
A couple
later.
months? 6 months? 5 months?
Should be. Isn't it supposed to be 6 months-ish,
3
depending
months.
on where it is in the orbit?
Right.
3.3 months.
Right. Come on, let's go.
I'm so excited.
Where was that timer? Didn't that timer say we were down to like 2 minutes?
It's
here we
like
go.
your
Here we
intro,
go.
man.
It's starting. I see the flames.
You see
Yes,
the
I saw
sparks?
it.
I see him down there.
Space confirmed.
Space confirmed. Globe confirmed. Here it goes.
Oh!
It's nominal.
Oh, the music.
Wow, very quickly.
They
That
cut in the music.
thing rises up very quickly, man.
Here we go. That looks real.
It's already starting to turn parabolic.
This looks real to me.
It's already turning.
Here it
It's a
goes.
missile.
Out to go. That's the way you have to go to space, guys. You can't go straight up. You got to go sideways.
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
Maybe
here we go.
space time demands it.
Yes. It's impossible to go straight up.
It's a mandatory space-time
So you
thing.
can go sideways and then go really, really fast, and then you just fall around the Earth forever. It's amazing orbital dynamics. Here we go.
It's like already going sideways, dude. That's
Why
just
can't we
crazy.
see? I want to see in the office all the guys with masks. It's hilarious. I guess when this is done, you'll be able to rewind it, but he doesn't have DVR on. You can't rewind it.
Look at that. It's going
Oh, yeah.
lower
Going
than
down.
horizontal.
It's already sideways at like 15,000 feet.
People think this is going to space. It's going down.
Yep. And they know exactly how far away. Oh, now he turned members mode off. Now maybe we'll see some more chat. He's like, all right, that wasn't working. And down it goes. Where's it gonna fall out of view at about, how far can you see something through the atmosphere? About 100, 150 miles. On a clear day, 200 miles. That's it.
Why don't they zoom out so we can see the whole trajectory?
Let's see.
SRBA separation.
And that's the other thing. I mean, if one thing's going up and the other things are falling, why are they going at the exact same speed? It's because everything's falling. It's so funny.
Dude, this is hysterical.
People love this.
It's falling to the ground, dude.
Yeah, the thing is that now it's going to disappear and going to CGI.
Yes. CGI mode
screen
cover.
and done.
Yeah,
And
they're just
then-
going to show us like that one little still shot CGI angle.
It's a quick way to make.
It'd be
200
funny if they
million.
actually keep up with it by mistake, keep up with it, and show it falling in the ocean.
That'd be incredible.
But they'll say it went behind the curve. Didn't go in the ocean. It went beyond the horizon.
Dude, if we got to see this thing splash in the water on accident, I'd be the most happy person ever, dude. Dude, I would be pumped. Guys, why can't we have a camera looking out the front windshield or whatever?
Because it's 2020. We haven't got that kind of
technology
yet.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Maybe soon.
They destroy the technology. They destroy the technology.
I bet one day you'll be able to have like HD, high definition video footage. Like you'll be able to turn on a camera, just film right out your front door, and it will be in HD. That will happen one day. It'd be amazing.
Imagine watching this and never thinking this might not be real.
Yeah, the only way you can do it is if you just don't pay attention, I guess. I don't know. Or else you're some of these people in the chat that think, yeah, somebody just said, aren't there cameras on board? No. Oh, there we go.
There we go. It's over.
That's it.
Look, guys. That's what it's doing. That's proof.
Right. Oh.
Yeah, take that,
Music,
flat earthers.
music.
Look at that curvature.
Well, wait, time out. Look at that, though. Look at how far that trajectory is before it's supposed to start going down. It's way over there.
Right.
Across the earth, and we just watched it immediately go down.
It's like Atari graphics,
Is that it?
Yeah, man. That is the graphic that, and in fact they are using it Google Earth. You can read it.
Bravo, green
down
light
on
for
the
funding.
Oh, yeah. And then, oh, boy. Oh, and that's it?
We arrived.
Oh, we're here.
Man, we arrived.
The thing
So
landed.
quickly. 2 years. Come on.
Oh, man. This guy in chat over here says, I love humanity and have faith we can overcome evil. Thank you. Because we can launch things to Mars now. Don't waste your time arguing with people who don't understand. You'll be wasting your time then. Thank you. That's it.
Fan.
That's the end of it? I was expecting something better. So now we have to wait months and months and months and months. But Globe confirmed. Hope everybody enjoyed that and enjoyed the music. We turned that off now. Is that really it? And now just a panning view of the mountains of Mars with a little bit of red tint.
That's it.
I guess.
Think about how
I can
easy
look
that
for
is
another
to
channel.
fake.
Oh,
Dude,
man.
shoot a rocket up parabolic, let it land in the ocean, and then just show Earth.
Yeah, with a red tint.
Oh my gosh. It's not even impressive. That's crazy.
It's always the same shit. They never do anything different. It's just like, how long can people take this? I guess forever. You guys were saying last time.
Well, there are actual humans that are like, take that, Flurfs, right now.
Absolutely. Trying to see if there's any other channels that have... Oh, NASA showing it? No. These guys are all just like, yes, this is the greatest thing ever. Let's go back and see if we can find any. I had 10,000 people watching. I'm trying to see if they'll show the people. Here we go. There's all the guys in the room. Quick, before they take it off.
Wow, it looks like a ritual.
Damn it! I was trying to show that on the stream. Oh, this will let me rewind. Let me show you here. It's so funny because they kept showing these guys in the other view, and I kept noticing that the clock was off. They're just all fake. Here we go again. Oh, yeah, this part's funny. Watch right here. This is so funny because I've already seen all this, but they're showing it's a lie about when the time is. Because you can see up here, right? The clock was at T-minus 21 minutes. See that up here?
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll show a view here in a second of these guys in this. Where is it? Oh, yeah, these guys. Oh. Well, if you see the clock on the wall, the clock will be at like 1 hour and 50 minutes. It's not even close. But look at this on the wall over here. They have to pan over and show this. Impossible is possible. Of course. But yeah, these guys are in this room, and of course the time is much different. But here they all are with their masks on.
On Instagram.
Doing a lot of important things.
What did he do?
Black and white. This is a very Masonic room, man. Sorry.
Oh, man. Some people have the mask below their nose. Oh, well, you'll see that in a second, I guess. If this is the same I've already saw. Here's these guys.
Impossible is possible. That's their way of explaining the globe Earth.
Yeah.
Double think.
It is impossible. It's just like it's so real. You can tell it's real because it looks so fake.
It sounds so preposterous, we wouldn't make that up.
Here we go. Where's the one with the thing behind him?
It's the same slogan, I think, that they use in India and
There you
other
go.
places. It's exactly the same package.
I will say, this looks way better than NASA's room. NASA using
Look at that
computers from like
monitors.
the
I know they are chairs.
1950s.
Look at these walls that were built are impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're more.
No. The fact
There's
is
this
that
guy. Oh, here's
they
this
can
guy.
send a rocket with only 10 guys.
Yeah. And what are these guys doing? What are these 4 guys? What are these 6 guys
They are
doing?
preaching the curve in the wall.
Oh, man.
They literally have no idea what they're doing.
See, look
Dude,
at here's
NASA
the T-minus
has a
11.
Look
whole
at that
room.
call center, man.
Are they going to celebrate? I wonder if they're going to
No, because
cheer
the
and
time is
jump
all a
and-
lie. Look at here it says 11:32, but this is what I kept seeing. The clock over here says 1 hour 23. So that's why I knew they weren't going to. I don't know. It means that they're just faking the whole thing. This is from 2 hours before. They're just cutting in the hour and 16 minutes, but this is 4 minutes and 32, so it's not even real time.
Dude,
the whole thing is
staring at
fake.
themselves on a screen. What weirdos.
What weirdos. Oh, man. Yeah, so it's all just faked. And then here's the launch. It would have been the same one we already
It's
saw.
going straight down, bro.
Oh, what's this?
No.
Fire in
That's new.
space.
Hold
That's
on. Let me
impossible.
rewind it.
on,
Let me
man.
rewind it. Let me see if that's what they cut to on this
No,
screen.
come on, that's.
I hope they did.
It's a cutscene, a video
Hold
game
on.
cutscene.
Let's see if that's what they did. So this is from International Rocket Launches, the channel. Here's everybody over in the chat. Please, camera. Please, camera. Thanks to the Indians and the Pakistanis who helped the country. Hey, is there anyone on board? Did it launch? All right, let's see here.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Okay, in a second it's going to go to the other view. This person here says, seems like a normal trajectory. I don't think they will perform Mars injection immediately after orbit. Shut the hell up. Yeah, they are receiving signal. They just don't have any cameras on the H-11A rocket.
Oh, goodness.
Anything,
People study this stuff.
anything that can be filmed in HD will be filmed in HD. Period. Always. It's the stupidest thing ever to say, oh, they don't have any cameras on board. Oh, because they're so expensive. It's only a $200 million mission, and a camera is only $500. It's too difficult. Come on, I want to see the CGI scene. Did I go back too far? Oh, no, here it is coming up. Oh, there we go. There it goes. It's blasting off the Earth, spinning. Oh, the rocket separation.
Are they supposed to be real?
No.
No way.
God, no.
Okay. No. Well, you never know.
There it goes. Blasting off of Earth.
Never could be real if it's a spherical Earth in the background. So that is the starting point.
Stars in the
Spray
background.
paint.
Oh, and then it opens. The phallic symbol opens. And out.
And ejaculate
out
the
comes
satellite.
the sperm.
Freaking box.
Oh, and then look at that.
Wow.
So
nice
beautiful.
There, it's it.
It's just such shitty
They are
design.
using my OBS setting up
No,
transition.
yours is way better.
I saw it.
Yeah.
Yours is way better. This is much worse. Oh, that's it. Man.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
There's somebody in the chat says Black Lives Matter. That's really important.
Flat Earth Matter. Type it.
Black Lives.
Hashtag Flat Earth Matter.
This mask's not even on at all. Dude, what are they thinking when they stare at these cartoons? They're like, what are we doing here? This is so stupid. They know they're looking at cartoons, you know?
All right. There. I put Flat Earth Matters.
Yeah.
Hashtag. What does this mean? Has the orbit circularized? You could just say whatever in the chat.
Circularize.
A few guys take off the mask.
They circumcised the rocket, right, to get the satellite out.
There we go. I'll start adding to it. How soon we eat potatoes on Mars? Somebody will probably answer me. It'll be about 6 months and we'll be eating potatoes.
Launch replay. Open
Where?
in a new window. I want to see those 1.5-minute replay.
What replayed?
There is in the chat section, international rocket launches
This
said
one?
like there
Launch
is a link
replay?
to
Oh,
the
let's try
replay
it.
of the.
Let's go see.
So I don't know what they're going to replay, but
Yes, the
4
4
minutes.
minutes
Yes,
of launch.
it's the same thing.
Launch.
Thank you for putting that up, and that's it. Just that goes away, and that's the end. Yep.
And that's the replay.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Really nice. Really, really nice.
No, it's amazing, man. I mean,
it's good stuff. Let's go back over here, and they've got the. Are anybody talking? No. Hello?
no, they are all gone, man.
They all left.
They left the computer turning on, and they gone.
Very exciting, everybody. Fly our dream, just fly. This is the kind of stuff. All right, Cry for the Moon. Put Flat Earth Matters as well. Somebody else joined us.
Nice.
Oh boy, it finished. Can we go?
7 months now. One guy say there.
No, you must sit here for 2 years.
7 months to reach Mars orbit. All right, what a scam. And here's all the facts that you need to know. This is how you know it's happening. It's meters per second, and how many kilometers it is.
Chesed per seconds. That is the new measurement that they need to use.
This over here is Jesuit Standard Time.
Yeah, Chesed Standard Time, exactly.
Oh, these guys! Thank goodness. Just take the mask off your face if you're gonna do this. Before I smack somebody. What the hell is wearing it around your neck gonna do?
No, they are so worried, man.
Oh boy, it's very dangerous.
I'm just still. Am I missing something? That trajectory is not consistent at all with what we just saw.
What the heck?
No.
That's it falling, I guess. That's the no. It makes no sense. It's supposed to just be going up.
It probably went out to about
would
here,
have fell
like this.
not even that far.
Probably
not
here.
even that
No, yeah, it started falling way better, way closer there.
And into the water. But all you have to do is draw these lines on the globe map, and people go ooh ah.
Yeah, you must not understand bendy space time.
Yeah. What, have you never looked into orbital mechanics? Let's see what's going on in this one here. Oh, this is the Embassy of the United Arab Emirates. Oh, thank you for joining. They're done too. Oh, they had massive. Let's hear these people. Let's talk about it.
And I think it's really, really important to see that because we see so much conflict.
Oh, Zoom
Can it
conference.
elevate science, or do you suspect that there are problems in that as well?
Can it
No, I
elevate
think
science?
this is an incredibly exciting time. You know,
Oh,
as a
so
scientist,
exciting.
Oh,
to
that
me,
woman
the more I
again.
see more countries getting involved, the more
Right.
science I see being produced.
How many times is she going to say
And-
science? Hold on.
Players. Is that a strengthening of the process? Is that going to elevate science, or do you
Science?
suspect that there are problems in that as well?
Science.
No, I think this is an incredibly exciting time. You know, as a scientist, to
Oh,
me, the more I
scientist.
see more countries getting involved, the more science I see being produced. And the world shares this science. We do it together. As the ambassador said, it takes every smart person in every country
What?
around the world to step up to a huge challenge like sending humans to Mars. No one country can do it alone. It's too expensive for one thing, but the technological challenges are
Right,
tough.
we need
all
more
need
people
to
doing
work
the
together.
science.
And that's what I've seen happen
Yeah,
with
we
the
need
Hope
more
mission.
money from other
I've
countries
seen the
to
UAE
us.
doing amazing things, but
our-
I've seen the international community welcoming them, supporting them,
Right.
and today nervously cheering them on.
No, yeah, very
You know, and
nervous.
just
Yeah,
before I
look
jump
at the
back to the
guys in
ambassador, I
the.
want to ask you another question because I was so inspired to see the two women in
I'm
the space
so
program
inspired.
just commenting, because I think that's a big achievement. But we look at it as a big achievement right now, is that is more the exception than the rule.
Wow, these
You're a big
people.
champion of inclusion
These people.
in our
oh,
science
she's
programs,
a big,
in our space
She's a big champion of inclusion in science.
programs. You
thank
run the
goodness.
National Air and Space Museum, which is a point of
Oh, boy.
aspiration in history. How are we doing on all sides of this equation of bringing women and bringing every color and stripe of
Oh boy, here we go.
warrior.
Now
Oh
we got to
my
bring
God.
black people to
You know, we
science.
still have a long way to go. It's
Right.
getting better, but we have a long way to go. But you know, when I visited the UAE,
But you know, systemic racism exists throughout all of space, I think.
Yeah, dude, this girl wouldn't have science if it hit her in the face, dude.
what really inspired me in the times I've been there, I've been
Oh
to
god.
achieve that vision, if you can.
Let's see this guy.
This is going to be a collaborative effort between different countries, industry as well, and so we're hopeful that this is the trajectory we're headed towards.
What is on
This
his
mission
screen
is a
back here?
part, an
Is this
incremental
a
step in
slideshow
that
of people?
So
Yes.
I'm hearing go for launch.
It's a
on
curve
every,
monitor. Respect that.
Message that I have so far. So everything seems to be okay.
Oh.
Let me tell you a little bit about what we're going to see after launch, just
Please.
so everyone's on the same page.
yes. All right.
So about 1 minute into the launch, the rocket will be about 10 miles high and endure what we call
You are
max
reading.
Q, which is where it goes through the maximum dynamic pressure at stage.
Wow,
where
he's
the
just
launch
reading
vehicle
off of
endures
like a
kind of the most
SpaceX
stress
fucking
and
launch.
structural load
Yes.
while going through the maximum acceleration it's going to get to while trying to defy gravity and reach that 8 kilometer per second speed that it needs to get to achieve orbit. And just under 2 minutes after launch, we'll have
As
separation
it gets
of the
higher
solid
away
rocket
from the Earth, it needs
boosters,
to defy
and then 3
gravity.
minutes
Yeah.
trying to get to the right type of orbit before we're
See these guys.
Yeah, they're doing a lot there. You can see how busy they are.
And all they're doing
working
is
that out.
cutting in these fake things. I mean, you can see the clock down here. It's a countdown clock. It's at an hour or something. Why are they faking it? So wait, I'm confused now. Isn't that proof? What's going on here?
But the thing is that they bring China to the space, they bring Saudi Arabia to space, they bring in Japan to space. They are all together right now, so we don't have any chance, at least that we found our own rocket and show the superfluids up in the in the Carmel line. But if not, we are, I mean, now nobody's going to whistleblower anything because they are all in the same business.
They're all in it
Yeah,
together.
are you saying all the countries are working together to lie?
I believe so, maybe. I remember the Grace Tyson, I believe was in 2019 or 2018, that he gives a lecture in Saudi Arabia, making like a lobbyist. Yeah, exactly. Now this is the result, maybe. That was the guy who bring Saudi Arabia to the business.
Yeah, this one is the Emirates, right? This one. Is
Yes, Emirates.
Oh, we are going to get to see a couple
it's all the same
here in a
thing.
second. We'll get to see applause for 10 seconds here, it seems. They only had not very many people watch their show here. They only have 425 subscribers.
All looking nominal.
Oh,
so
there
far.
we go. Oh, it's
All looking
that's
nominal.
it. That's it.
Nominal.
That's it. That was the whole video of them clapping in the room. Just that one little clip that we saw go by.
But the problem is, if you clap 2 times more, you can be killed. So you know how the democracy is in those countries, man.
I get it.
I don't know why Donald Trump wants help to the people in Arabia Saudi. Donald Trump wants to help the Venezuela people to get free of the dictatorship, but they never assist people in these countries, this type of country. I don't know. Maybe they have some business in the oil companies.
So far.
There we go. I paused it just in time.
America caused the Venezuelan dictatorship.
Yeah, I know.
This thing is funny.
And that was it.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us.
Oh, you're so
Thanks
welcome.
to all our partners who made today possible. And thank you
So
for...
great. Thank you for joining.
Okay.
Thank you to Space for Humanity. What? Thank you
ISS above.
Thank you to
That's
Space.
me writing.
Like Space for Humanity.
That's my English, man. They stole my English.
Oh, thank you. Thank you to Space for Humanity.
Maybe it's a kind of company.
I can't
maybe?
read English.
Organization.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's got to be a company because it's all cap.
All capitalized. Thought it was just a terrible. Thank you to Space for Humanity and ISS above for their great support of this event. All right, guys, that was fun. Don't know if we should. Oops, they're all ended now. What happened to my? Oh, here we go. Oh boy, they had to talk with Bridenstine too.
No way.
That guy's a joker.
Just, Doctor.
Terrible.
This is the first.
All right. Oh, there he is. Oh boy, that guy sounds.
Look at the clock. It's a Back to the Future clock.
Yeah.
That's an atomic clock,
mission,
bro. Come on, man.
It's an atomic clock, yeah.
And do you feel that they are going to be complementary in nature in terms of the science
course,
that
we're getting
hoping
together,
to derive? And can you
science
touch on
and-
that quite a little bit as well?
Absolutely. So when we think about the Hope mission, first of all, this is not a mission that is a tech demonstration. This is a very serious mission that is going to give us a lot of data and information on how.
Sure it is. Sure it is. I believe you. I was going to read something else, but we don't need to read it. But I'll put it in the show notes. It was somebody sent me this article from. When is this? From the MIT Technological Review. It came out in this week, I think, July 15th. So how to talk to conspiracy theorists and still be kind. But it goes into why we believe in conspiracy theorists and how, or conspiracy theorems, and how, how untrue they are, On May 21st or May 4th, a slick 26-minute video was released alleging that the coronavirus was actually a laboratory manipulated virus deployed to wreak havoc on so that a resulting vaccine could be used for profit. None of that was true, and Plandemic's claims were thoroughly, repeatedly debunked. Still, it went viral, getting liked on Facebook 2.5 million times. Soon after, another conspiracy theory took hold. Bill Gates' plan was to control vaccination efforts that would include tracking people via implanted microchips activated by 5G cell towers. Again, obviously not true.
Oh, well, if it's obviously not true, then...
Oh, and you can go on and on and on and on, But a Pew Research survey of U.S. adults found that 36% thought these conspiracy theories were probably or definitely true. Perhaps some of these poor people are even your family or your friends or your neighbors. So how do you talk to people that believe in conspiracy theories? Oh, boy, and then it goes into detail about how you can do that.
Typical. Very typical. Treat people like they're mentally ill and provide some sort of treatment.
And talk to them slow and empathize with their stupidity, and really just explain to them facts like the fact that Bill Gates is very gives all his money to humanity, and so therefore, why would you give your money to humanity if you're also trying to destroy them? It wouldn't make any sense. People don't get shit. They don't get shit. All right, let's round it out. Does anybody have anything? Or Rodrigo, what did you have to share? Is it long? Is it short? I don't remember what it was now.
No, we can leave it for Friday. Okay. Like if you and
that's
then
good, since we already
went that'll be fine because we're already. What time is it?
Way past
12:30. Oh yeah. No, it's fine. It was something an anthropologist who writes about some of the things that we actually looked at, even the posters. She analyzes those posters from JPL, the ones with the exoplanets. But it's interesting because she makes some it's something for another time. She makes some blunders, or it's weird what she's doing. She exposes the mythology of exoplanets, but she takes for granted what astronauts have said. She says she assumes it is an actual memory when they describe being on the moon. Especially she starts with Lovell in Apollo 13, which is really odd. But yeah.
Right,
is someone who's at Yale University.
So hopefully we can look at that on Friday, and again, tune in Monday for Raw, and we've got the whole week ahead of us again for some more great shows. Sorry I named this Flatline, which doesn't make a lot of sense now, but originally I thought Bob was going to be here, and I thought we were taking calls, and that didn't happen, but we got through it anyway, so just enjoyed the title, which has no relevance at all. Let's see here. What else is going on? Everybody can support us if they want. Patreon.com/jeranism/Nur para todos if you want to support Iru. If you're interested in having him help you out with some graphics, which I certainly am for multiple projects, reach out to Iru at Irulanducci, LANDUCCI at Gmail, correct?
Yes.com.
Okay. And then you can also support Rodrigo at patreon.com/anthropology, and Austin, patreon.com/witsitgetsit. So do you guys have anything coming up that you need to let them know? How did your debate go, Austin? Did you have one? I don't think I caught it.
Yeah. The usual nonsense. Apparently magnetism can only work on a globe Earth. And
here we go.
Yeah, he made me talk about that for like 30 minutes. I was like, no, dude. So rodeo manifestation, Earth's the inertial plane. It works better on our Earth, but on a flat Earth. But he just wanted to drag it out. I mean, he obviously lost, but it was pretty painful, so, nothing new here. I hit him with the Selenilian eclipse. He had never heard of it. I had to spell it for him. He Googled it. He read it, and then all of a sudden, after reading Google for 20 seconds, he was an expert, and then proceeded to teach the audience about the Selenilian eclipse. So it was a shit show, bro. But
and what did he say about it? He used refraction as an excuse?
Yeah. He said refraction. I said, can shadows refract? And then he tried to explain how that shadows weren't actually the absence of light, just a little less light, and so it could refract. So.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so
sounds fun.
Oh, well.
Sounds
fun. Yeah, it was a blast, bro.
Yeah, you have anything else coming up this week?
No, I'm working on a couple of things that I can't really say anything about them right now. But yeah, I got some pretty big things in the works. I'll tell you all off air, and then once I get everything worked out, I'll say something about it.
Sweet, awesome. And let's see here, Iru, do you have anything coming up you need to let people know about?
I was, in my Spanish channel, I have the third part of the Steve Bannon legend. I have to finish the interview with the senator and the congressist talking about the chloride dioxide, thing that I shared a little bit on Friday. But I'm really busy with that because we have like an interview of 50 minutes and I need to cut off and leave only the important parts. So I'm going to be editing that in this maybe 1 or 2 days.
Okay.
Boring stuff.
Not boring. It's
until you see the final result, of course, right?
Yes, exactly. And yeah, so for me, catch Raw tomorrow night, as I said, and then Thursday, I believe at 2 p.m., I'll be doing a show either with Dave Weiss and Alex Stein, or just Alex Stein. I'm not really sure yet. But check that out. That'll be on Thursday, and then we'll go around to Friday again and hit back with the lounge, so it should be fun. Appreciate everybody being here. Appreciate everybody in D-Live, obviously, and all the Super Chats so much. You guys keep this channel going, so I really appreciate that. And it's interesting times for sure. So any final words from anybody, or we... Oh, thank you, by the way. Kyle Marine says, great show once again. I didn't read the last 2 Super Chats. And XRP Family sent £5. Very kind. Very kind. Anything else? Iru, I'll definitely be contacting you, though, because I'm going to need some help with some of those graphics for sure on a couple projects.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's going to be welcome.
Yes, we'll get you some
and of course, I believe I'm gonna finish my new graphic package with all the gadget for G Suite. I don't know, maybe G Suite confirm that kind of thing. But
Nice.
the next week we can start working on the Globebuster graphics or your own channel, man.
The only thing I
like
make
that.
sure you don't do is when somebody subscribes, don't have their name pop up on the screen.
No, I don't have that type of connection. No,
Okay, yeah,
I
don't
don't go in with that stuff. No, because could be troubles and.
Yeah, I lost my channel.
Isn't that Twitch does that? I think, but does YouTube?
I think it was
does
called
that?
Streamlabs. I used to use this thing called Streamlabs, and it had this easy setup where turn this on, put your own graphic, and I did, and then it would come up on screen when somebody subscribed. But somebody learned that they could put some, the N word over and over again as their screen name, and then it pop up on the screen. And then they did that a few times, and they would unsubscribe, subscribe, unsubscribe, subscribe. So it just kept flashing on the screen. And then I got my channel taken down for 3 months because of it. So I don't do anything like that anymore. I don't even like putting up the chat on the screen, to be honest, because I'm afraid somebody's going to say something in chat and then report that, and then I get hit for it. So I think Iru allows the chat on his screen. I'm not even sure if I would totally trust that.
I've done it before, but not always.
Yeah, I just.
Well, I never have a trouble with
That's
that.
good.
That maybe I allowed it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I guess if you don't have trouble, then it's great. All right, guys, it's been fun. I don't know when Globebusters will be back with Bob at the helm. It should be sometime in August, I believe, because Bob's going to move out at the end of this month, if I'm not mistaken. And then he will move in. So, yeah, sometime in August, I would expect the show to be back at full force on, I don't know where it will be, either D-Live or somewhere. Who knows? Because I think we're still in trouble on Globebusters. So, anybody, sorry, I'm dragging this on. Anybody final words, or are we all good?
Stop that.
What do you say?
Stop asking for final words 3 times, man.
Can I go 4 times? Anybody else, any final words? All right, guys.
Trust the plan.
Yeah, trust the plan, of course, yes. All right, guys, we'll see you soon. I remind you to do your own research, because when you do, you'll never again believe what you've been taught. Till next time, this has been another Globebusterish Sunday live show. Peace out, everyone.
Peace. Bye.